This is nice.
Yeah, we don't do this enough.
I know, we used to do this all the time, remember?
God, it's just nice to get out of the house.
Here they come! Run for your lives! No, we're just here to... Jeez.
This happens all the time.
I know, nonstop, probably because someone had to show up in full skeleton makeup.
That's not fair. You guys used to do the same thing.
Yeah, 120 years ago.
It was a fashion thing back then. It was different. People were doing the skeleton look.
Yeah, 700 AD called. They want you to get a new thing.
Hey guys, what do you think about doing matching cloaks?
Ooh, oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, like a club.
Yeah, I can make patches, see how we like them.
Just make sure it's not a three-piece rocker. I don't want anyone thinking we're in a gang.
No, that won't help at all.
Freaking Crusaders had to ruin that one for the rest of us.
Oh, that ship sailed a while ago.
Hey, no, don't panic. We're just here to get... See, you can't talk with these people.
Get used to it.
New normal's here, guys.
Maybe for you.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Here we go.
All I'm saying, at a certain point, what you get isn't worth what you do.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, we all had to make changes.
Not this shit again.
Look, forget about it. Forget I said anything.
You don't think it's because we have hell following with us, do you?
Doesn't help. Ooh, yeah, see, I can't do any thrusting because I hurt my back.
Don't do
blame
that.
Blame the two people of color next to me. The HodgeTwins, conservative twins. How are you, gents?
We're doing great. Where the white women at?
That's a horrible way to start the stream.
Yeah.
By the way, the hashtag is Crowder DNC stream. We'll be streaming all night. We'll be taking some of your tweets. There's a promo code, Crowder DNC stream. You get $20 off if you join MugClub. LouderWithCrowder.com/MugClub.
that's pretty good.
It is a pretty good deal.
It's
a pretty good deal. We're redistributing. What is that?
Oh,
that looks like a James Cromwell character gone wrong. That's just like they said, let's put a guy who's sunburned and pockmarked on air because he has Rivers Cuomo glasses. All right, we also will be going through the entire lineup tonight. We were planning on doing this for the whole week, and then we realized that, we didn't want to. That was about it.
It was a death wish. I mean, there was no way I was going to let you do that.
Oh, my half-Asian lawyer, Bill Richmond, by the way. Hey. Half-Asian lawyer, Bill Richmond, who refused to dress in 80s garb. It's 80s night. Best 80s costume wins. What do they win?
I mean, they win stuff.
They win
I
a
can't
lock.
tell
They
them
win
now.
a
It
lock.
goes in a box.
They win a lock of post-rehab Michael Jackson's hair over here.
Thought he was Tito.
That's
I gained a little bit of weight. It's okay.
Tito.
Let's get some Tito.
Tito to Jermaine.
Yeah.
And then we have Cute Maddie and Overlays. Too Cute Maddie. She makes me sick. And we have Audio Wade here. I guess the question of the day is why? Why are we doing this? Why is anyone tuning into this at this point? We were planning on doing it all week because we didn't think that they would announce the VP candidate. And then when they announced Kamala Harris, we said, oh, okay, well, we don't need to watch anyone else because no one cares.
Right.
But then I looked through tonight's lineup, and it's like a who's who of nobody cares. Tammy Baldwin.
Who is that?
Tammy Ducksworth. Can you read this one? Because I'll get banned.
More like who's that?
Oh, Chris Coons.
Yeah. Hey, that's for the auto censor on YouTube.
Right.
Andrew Yang, Michael Bloomberg. Do you think Andrew Yang, do you think right before he walks out on stage, you're just going to have to take the barrel of the gun out of his mouth?
It's like, just take it out for just a minute, sir. Just a minute.
Think about this for a second. Andrew Yang, if you guys have seen the screenshots where he just responded to people on Instagram where they're like, I can't believe it's Biden. He's like, I know, me either. It's like, you endorsed him.
Right.
There it is.
Yeah, disappointed in Andrew Yang.
Disappointed. I understand and know the feeling. And then they trot him out just because they needed an Asian who didn't come across as aggressive. I'm like, Andrew Yang, you come out here. You don't seem, you seem like friendly, you drink and you swear. That'll get the kids right along with Cardi B singing about her wet vagina and then interviewing the potential president of the United States.
Yang's just going to R. Bud Dwyer
amazing.
this thing. It's going to be rough.
I'd rather be watching Cuties.
Ooh.
Hey.
I don't know. You know the thing is with Q, and we'll walk
Maybe
through
Bill
everyone here.
Clinton.
Yeah, who also spoke earlier.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
With the DNC.
That's
Talk
true.
about it's a who's who of nobody cares.
It's a character witness.
Also a who's who of registered sex offenders. That's the DNC. Right now we have Gavin
best of the
Newsom right
best,
here,
yeah.
and we'll talk about him later. This is the guy who was praising Donald Trump's handling of coronavirus until he went he went the other way because there was a convention coming up. And this is a guy who obviously complained about violent protests back in the I believe maybe it was like 2016. He's talking about the right wingers. We can bring that up. Where he's talking about right wing violence and how it's not funny and we can't spur it. No condemnation of his entire city being torn apart.
Nope.
I mean, his
Everybody's.
constituents are leaving in droves. Like, they're
I mean,
all leaving.
And
So,
who would have thought that Escape
winner.
from Los? Who would have thought that a sequel with Kurt Russell
it would be
would
reality.
be like
yeah.
looking into a crystal ball?
Yeah.
What do you guys expect for tonight? Conservative Twins, by the way, is who they are.
Yeah, a bunch of liars lying and
Yeah.
man,
Hypocrisy. I mean, Jesus, what's next for these people? I mean, anything they say, man, it doesn't surprise me anymore.
All right, well, I'm going to go through a list, and you tell me what you guys think, and you folks can tell me what you think. We have, by the way, Andrew Klavan on the show.
That's true.
Oh, I forgot the drinking game rules. The drinking game rules. That's really important.
Yeah.
Drinking game rules. Anytime Biden stutters, you have to take a drink.
No.
If you hear any reference to, and by the way, it's not an exact verbiage, Black Lives Matter, fascist, fascism, racist, ism, anything about the U.S. Postal Service, really any failing non-business, and coronavirus, COVID.
Coronavirus.
We're all
the
dead here,
worst.
so let's
Yeah,
just,
I
you
know.
know.
Let's
Oh,
just-
wait, so are the rules that we drink every time he stutters on a single word? Because I've seen him stutter like 9 times just
that's-
getting a past participle out. I mean,
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't count if he's stuttering over the same vomit choke.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to know.
If he's continually aspirating his own vomit, it
counts
counts
as-
as one stutter.
Okay.
It counts as one stutter.
Look, don't invite a lawyer if you don't want to get the rules.
No,
You know,
I understand. I
okay?
appreciate the rules.
Jeez.
That's kind
I mean, you made it
know
clear.
what though, and
You
I'm not
gotta
going to
parse
judge
it
because
out.
that's what happened to me when I heard about Cuties. Cuties, for those who don't know on Netflix, can we bring up Cuties is a show about like 9-year-olds twerking. And we're going to get to the
Disgusting.
DNC here
Not
with our
about- yeah.
predictions.
Freaking sick.
But wait, hold on. So let's go to CNN really quickly because they're saying that this is coming up. I shouldn't be
This
talking about
time next
Cuties.
year, I hope the virus is in check and the American spirit is unleashed, and that we're
When did
not
he tape
fearing,
this?
but hoping.
I hope the virus is in check. Is this a time capsule his senior year? Hello, Mr. Beecham. I hope the virus no longer exists 3 months from now.
Hope you never change.
Did he not tape this today?
I believe that America will have faced its darkest moment
I
and will
hope
have
not.
come out better.
Is she talking about slavery?
She said the darkest
The
moment.
darkest moment. Hey, look, it's the
She
Turtles
wants
Club
something
guy.
bad to happen.
No more pain.
Look at this hotel room I'm in.
Oh, come on. Laying it on thick right away. Like healthcare
Promise
activist.
of America will be restored for
Couldn't
all
even
our
say
communities,
anything.
all our families,
Good Lord.
all of us. And when I say all of us,
It's so messed up, man.
todas nuestras familias.
English lady.
This time next year, we will have a president who provides this country with real leadership.
They just brought him on because they were hoping it would
Just
trick people to thinking he was in the
This
Roosevelt
time next
bloodline.
year, I
Teddy
hope you're
or
listening less
they
to
don't.
the
One of-
Russians
you know, one of them.
and
You
more
know
to
the thing.
Dr. Fauci.
I hope we all get back to work.
They'll be true
Who's that?
Americans.
He wants to act.
Maybe that is half Asian.
He's an
Bill?
actor.
It was my
McConnell
Korean
and Donald
cousin.
Trump.
This time next
Oh,
year.
God.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that's where the white women are wishing they were VP candidates.
Yeah, that's where the white women are at Mushroom Cuts Are Us.
We'll be proud.
Do you think she went in and said, like, hey, could you make it look like I have half a beanbag on my chair?
Where's his neck at?
Founder, Andrew Yang, founder Humanity Forward. They don't say former presidential candidate.
No.
Who lost to this demented old circus monkey you will be watching tonight.
Failed.
Like, former senator. Tattoo artist.
She's hot for a man.
She met Dita Von Teese once.
Who champions the rights
Oh, that's
of
what
all
I'm
young
talking
women
about
and
right here.
girls.
This time next year, I want a president who understands what military families need.
Who cares
Crazy as hell.
the rights and
Oh, come on.
of disabled people?
Who is she representing?
Let's
again.
be careful.
Yeah. They did
What
this on
nationality
purpose.
is he?
President who honors treaty
I think I
rights
saw
and
him on
tribal
Deep Space
sovereignty.
Nine.
A year from now, I want to see the kids playing on the.
Did she just come from the beach? Get a comb.
In my job and helping our customers.
Neck action.
But next year, I want to
More like
do
no neck action.
a mask or gloves.
Jowl action.
Oh, by the way, that was coronavirus.
Oh, look
at
Oh, yeah.
Biden, Harris, look at that baseball in his neck.
Where he been, man?
Signed into law. This time next year,
He's been sneaking into people's houses, stealing guns, and leaving crumbs that are much too small for the house's mouses. Yeah. Do we have you have the ding for the drinking game?
We'll get it pulled up.
All right. They said coronavirus. Drink. Are you gonna be doing the ding all night?
I don't have the ding.
Oh, I thought you said
bringing
you
it
did
up.
have a ding. All right. Okay.
What?
I can run a
Oh
ding.
no, Colin Powell.
I thought he was.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are new to this.
Oh, no, Jamie Harrison. Whoever that
You guys are new to the Republican.
ding.
Actually, Condoleezza Rice kind of came out and said, like, you guys are just a bunch of assholes.
You guys just
Yeah,
suck.
she did. But
I don't
Colin
like
Powell
y'all.
just, oh, no, hey, look, it's her.
This Medusa.
I'm African American.
All right, quick predictions. What do you guys expect for tonight? I think we're just going to see a lot of, not very many clear policy ansers. I think we
No,
can expect
no way.
to, oh my God, they're opening with Yang right away. What's he saying? Is he opening in prayer? No.
In the future.
National anthem? No. Pledge of Allegiance? No. American flag pin? No. It says math. It's like, I don't want to be this seems like it's a little cliche to have, running for national office representing your country flag pin. Can I go with math with the last name Yang? Can I do that?
That's safe.
Also, maybe the other lapel could be an image of my tiger mom beating me. I think that this would be palatable to middle America. I think this is going to go over well because the flag pins are passe.
If you voted for Trump or didn't vote at all back in 2016, I get it. Many of us have gotten tired of our leaders seeming far
Can you give us
removed
more
from our
juice? It's a little
everyday
tough for us to
lives.
get, guys.
Set up.
And we despair that our government will ever rise to the challenges of our time.
Oh,
We
the
must
challenge,
give this
the
country,
challenges of our time
country, a
before the
chance
COVID, like
to recover.
record low unemployment, like record low
Amazing.
black unemployment, like record high labor force participation, GDP growth, all-time stock market highs, like actual wage growth for middle-class Americans. And I think it was about $5,000 a year. More Americans who are paying less in taxes and more satisfied with their economic outlook than ever. Please, Lord Jesus, save us from this. Bring us your prophet, Wang. Yang.
Wow.
Would have been great too if I didn't get his name wrong, but it's almost better.
Ooh,
Yeah, yin
look who's
yang.
coming up.
Why they got
Steph.
Steph Curry coming?
Steph Curry, that's not on this
Curry.
lineup.
Sportsman.
Looks like, you know what? It looks like they bumped Pete Buttigieg for Steph Curry.
Butt gig.
Pete Buttigieg. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to see any clear policy answers tonight. I think we're just going to hear a lot of platitudes. We're going to hear about how bad Donald Trump is.
Right.
Please save us from our darkest hour. And
We're
that's
gonna
why
trot
they
out
want to
the
extend this
celebrities,
darkest hour.
you know.
Yeah. Who do
A
we have?
lot
We
of
have John
five-page
Legend,
policy profiles.
noted eugenicist John Legend. He'll be on the show. All right, let me see. Let's see. You guys know Pete Buttigieg. You guys know him.
love Pete.
What do you
Cool guy.
What do you predict for Pete Buttigieg? Anything? All right, let me move on down. What about Gavin Newsom? No. Hey, Keisha Lance Bottoms. That's in your That's in your wheelhouse.
Yep, bottoms. Bottoms up.
Tammy Baldwin, Ducksworth. Anyone have strong opinions?
Ducksworth.
Who the hell is Tammy Duckworth?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
She's the Asian.
I don't know. I thought maybe you guys
Sound like
could
a stripper.
throw me both.
Yeah.
Senator Chris Coons.
I like coons.
I see where this is
you're
going.
gonna get that one.
Performance by John Legend and Common.
Oh no, performance. It's almost worse.
Is Common the guy who looks like Tyra Banks' brother but isn't Tyra Banks' brother? That guy?
I think you're
The guy,
bald?
the acting
Yeah,
guy,
light skin.
Yeah, he's bald, right?
Yeah.
He's got like light eyes.
He's got dark eyes.
He's got dark eyes? I'm thinking of Tyra Banks' brother, the guy who was in Dodgeball. Which I know, listen, I know this sounds tone deaf. In large
not
part
the
because it is.
same
I've always said this, like, you guys have lighter eyes, but when I meet really like darker black guys, with light eyes, it scares me.
You're racist.
It's just because like the only time I've ever seen it is that in the Queen of the Damned film, where it's like they're vampires or Blade,
Right,
which
yeah. And it's
then
creepy.
what was that? Aaliyah when she
Aaliyah.
died, we all had to act like we lost a marvelous talent, like we'll have to do with Cardi B and just
she was an artiste.
wading our way through her talking about her wet vagina and cutting her asshole with her Freddy Krueger nails and be like, oh, I can't believe we lost Cardi B to diabetes of all things.
Who knew?
To anal fissures.
No, I probably think
It
AIDS.
was an infection.
Yeah, that's what you started talking about. That Cardi B interviewed our president of the United. Remember when we thought it was below the presidency when that What was the name of that? What was the name of that fat black
green-haired
broad who was in the
That fat black
the fat
broad.
black broad in the tub with the Fruit Loops?
She had like green hair.
Wasn't CeeLo Green?
I know
Green
you
something?
something. She does reaction videos on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, she
name
did,
escapes me,
and then the novelty wore off. And then Barack Obama did an interview with her. People thought it was below the presidency.
Yeah.
Now we have the potential president talking with a lady who's, forgive my language, this is PG. We have to talk about it, who's like, yo, my pussy can't breathe in these jeans. You want me to get a yeast infection? I gotta go interview the vice president.
The same woman who said she bragged about drugging and robbing men.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I drugged men and robbed them. Now I'm gonna go interview the president. What about healthcare though? Okay. That's us, another police.
You want to see me get triggered? Just have someone go. Brr.
Wait, is that like a bird in an oil spill?
Yeah,
or
what does that represent? What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know what the hell she does. When she does that, I don't know what the hell that is.
That sounds like those like when the pigeons were in the BP, like
Yeah.
they did those commercials
almost
that walks
sad,
them down with Dawn, and we're supposed to care.
I think it's like a tick.
Is it?
I think so.
Is that what's
It's like,
happening?
it's like if you've got
nervous, she just
Tourette's,
does it.
right? And you just can't control
All
it.
right, let's go to Julia Louis-Dreyfus. You guys familiar with Seinfeld? I don't know if
Yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't know if it was a cultural divide. Like you're more like Fresh Prince fans.
Convention moderator.
An easy way to remember 30330 is that's the year Donald Trump will finally release his tax returns.
Who gives a shit about
There
tax
is
returns?
nothing.
Looks like the lady performer
Fox News
hired a
and
lady
Vladimir
writer.
Putin.
Don't let him near a comedy pen.
First, let's reaffirm the all-American values that our party and Joe
Like
Biden
abortions
stand for.
into 9 months.
Jim Crow, the KKK.
List is over. Wow, using a white rag on a black child.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to a republic for which it stands.
I'm gonna kneel.
He is a cute kid.
Hey, it's my cousin.
I'm glad they're doing this.
With
He's so
liberty and justice for all.
I hope you remember it.
Now go get Yang a flag pin. They're like, that's cute. You're patriotic. If you did this in a few years, we'd call you a race traitor. But for now, it's the Cole Novelty Act. Hey, look, it's the chicks. It's
the chicks.
Soon to be the Z's.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
convinced.
love how they dropped Dixie
Gendered,
Chicks. You know that,
can't be
right?
gendered.
They did? Yeah, they dropped Dixie Chicks because they thought that was racially insensitive. So they became the Chicks. And of course, you're going to change it to the Z's. It's like when Lady Antebellum dropped it to Lady A, and then this black chick was like, that's my name, though. And they were like, we didn't know.
Deserves.
Also, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to sue you. All right. Hold on a second. Let's listen to. I always feel bad because the one with the lesbian cut is the most talented, but you know everyone looks at the sisters.
We're so gallantly streaming.
Got a nice strong can.
I thought they could sing a lot better than this.
I think they're pretty good.
I don't know.
That is nice. It is, it's good harmony.
I think they're talented. They just hate their country.
Gave proof through the night
Yeah.
that our flag was still there.
What does Nick Cannon have to say now? Very little melanin. They got soul. Unfortunately, you know, I mean, it's acrid,
Yeah.
but they have soul.
It's dark.
Do some soul in that.
Was that us or CNN?
Probably CNN.
That was
Don't
Don't
know. Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Listen, they're
I'm not
good.
backing
They
that
can
up.
sing.
That's not
Oh my God, poor Wolf Blitzer.
Oh,
They have to-
right to him.
They go from the Dixie
Right.
Chicks, lovely-looking ladies, to the guy who looks like Beans from Even Steven all grown up.
Hey, actually, Reg does have an answer to what skr means. If you want to go.
Oh
into
yeah,
it.
let's go to Reg the
Yeah.
Bandit, our brilliant researcher in chief. Reg, what does brrrr mean or skr? Do we have him?
Okay, so to the best of my understanding, skirt is an onomatopoeia used in the African American community.
Okay.
And it signifies moving away from someone quickly or distancing yourself, and it's like the skidding of tires in a car.
Oh, okay.
there we go.
So it's tied to felonies.
Okay.
It's
Is there
gangster.
anything? This is one thing that really does. Okay, hold on. So let's go through predictions here. Andrew Yang, Michael Bloomberg, suck. No one cares. It's Crowder DNC stream for $20 off, and hashtag Crowder DNC stream for the hashtag. Are we gonna be able to see Reg there, Reg the Bandit, pretty soon? We were talking about this earlier today, right? You have Cardi B, who just interviewed the vice president. I do feel bad for young black women because, like that is a big part of their role models right now is Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, and that wasn't always the case. When people say like, "Oh, this is black culture," well, what about Diana Ross?
Yeah,
you go back to the Supremes, you go back to Aretha Franklin, you go back to the Cosby Show, you go back to Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Cosby Show. These were by and large watched by white people. It wasn't segmented away in its own network that Tyler Perry bought and sold to Oprah, right?
That's why those shows were so important. The Cosby Show was good for black people to see other successful black people. Now you got Cardi B.
I mean, it's better they didn't see the green room.
Too bad Bill Cosby was a creep.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, we talked about this before. We were talking about the Hidden Figures movie, right? I mean, you got
what movie?
The Hidden Figures movie with the mathematicians, the black women who were helping NASA.
Oh, Hidden Figures. I thought you said Invigures.
No, Hidden Figures. And so think about it. You had all of these women who were in that vein or who were actually in that and lived it, and you could have had them interviewing, but instead, Cardi B.
Well, you know what's funny is like I bet you in a future like because those ladies were all very nice in that film, but they'll be like, why is there no Aquafina and Carly B? Cardi B. Did I say Carly B?
Yeah, Carly.
I picked a white girl name. I knew a girl named Carly.
Man.
She turned me down. All right, let's go to David Koechner's latest character.
It's Grammy!
Joe Biden will continue that progressive
Oh boy, there's the name.
Shut up, you coon!
the dignity of all people. People Joe believes were made in the image of God. Joe learned that from his parents, the nuns and priests right here in Delaware who taught him.
Who revoked his communion privileges.
Wait, were they the ones who taught him to love segregation?
Yeah, they're the ones who taught him to love segregation, oppose busing, and support abortion up to after birth. I'm pretty sure that came straight down from the Cardinals.
Political tool. I've known Joe about 30 years, and I've seen his faith in action. Joe knows the power.
Everyone in D.C. has known him 30 years. That's the problem. He's been suckling at the taxpayers' teat his entire life.
Yeah.
He has not been employed by the private sector since he was old enough to have a boner.
Oh, I don't want that anymore.
Sorry, a guinea.
Time and again, I've seen him stop everything and listen, really listen, to someone who needs a
That's because he can't hear them.
Hold on, speak up.
Oh, he
Time
hears.
again, I've seen him change his phones for those with the larger keypad because he cares.
Really leans in.
Yeah,
when
he
I
leans
start
in, just
talking,
gets in
yeah.
real
Time and
close.
time again, I've seen him go to Iowa State fairs and travel to caucuses across this land with his Life Alert bracelet just to show how much he cares.
Yeah.
where we have a more just immigration policy, and where we call out and confront the original sins of this nation, the sins of slavery and
They've
racism.
been called out.
Drink,
Joe.
ding,
They've been
ding,
called
ding,
out.
ding, ding.
Let it go. I'm over it. Why don't you guys
As
over it?
punishment, since you didn't import the ding there, MJ. There you go.
Yeah,
so you're gonna have to do it
How are
yourself.
they gonna make slavery right? How are they gonna go back and change it?
Well, you see how they're going to change it is by electing the oldest white guy who supported segregation and said they're going to put y'all back in chains.
I do appreciate that another succeeding old white guy. This one doesn't even have hair.
Yeah.
Is the one who's telling us about how he's the one.
It's a
Just,
receding
guys.
white guy.
Don't worry, we're gonna fix this right after I finished my 9th Senate campaign, and I'm done with this, and I don't give it to my son. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine.
Yeah, and the guy does have hair. I mean, just thing looks like it's made of damn pipe cleaners. But you know, he's got the hair plugs going on. There's nothing. He did a shitty job. But the point is, like, you know, he's trying.
What is your faith?
Sad-
and how would you
sad
use your
Joe.
faith in making decisions for our nation?
Reverend,
Oh, he steps out from the podium, so you know he's serious now.
Yeah, he's getting serious.
Most people aren't. I'm willing to get down with you blacks.
This is propaganda. This is
Yeah, it is.
Oh, gosh.
Love the music though.
my family. I came back
gonna
on
drop
that
a
Sunday
tear.
of regular service because I had just lost my son.
And obviously that's
And,
sad, that's very tragic, but that is what he uses right now rather than discussing the policies. Does anyone know his coronavirus plan, by the way? Can Reg maybe bring that up? I know he said he would double testing. We have more testing than any country right now in the world, right?
Yeah.
We have more testing, and Donald Trump mobilized the private sector, like him or hate him, to get more testing. Right now, you can go to CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Duane Reade if you still live in the cesspool that is filth and sadness and broken dreams and hypodermic needles that is New York City. I highly recommend you leave 14,000 empty apartments.
Yeah.
Escape from LA, escape from New York. For crying out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Leave.
You were about
And
to-
yeah, I was just going to say that you know how much it takes to actually say we're going to double it? Nothing. It takes absolutely no commitment.
No.
It's
He's a
just
leader.
like, yeah, but
He's
I'll
a
double
leader.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
nice, cool.
I want you to take your asking price and double it. Yes, yes? Wow, that sounds really good. Because that's he's going to double testing. That's 2 times more than now. That's 2 times as many. And I know because I saw Andrew Yang's pin.
I think if he becomes president, they would actually suppress the numbers.
Yeah, of course. I don't know if it would. It's just like he doesn't have. Does anyone know any of his policies other than he really likes abortion and hates Donald Trump, and he can't count to 10 without if he's wearing mittens?
Very pro.
But he's a
push-up.
leader, Stephen. He's a leader.
Yeah, he's a natural born leader who's followed in the Senate his
whole
entire career.
Mm.
All right, hold on. Let's see what. She looks good though. It's really
Mayor
racist.
Bottoms, hello.
This is Mary Bottoms. That's why I thought maybe she'd be your jam.
How are you feeling?
Let's see, Atlanta mayor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheekbone action.
Well, good evening. I feel really good. Thank you for asking. My husband, on the other hand, is still having many of the lingering side effects that people talk about, but all in all, our family's doing great.
Bitch can't breathe.
Being married
Well,
to
I'm
you?
glad
He's
you
got
did.
COVID?
Boy, I think
He
a
had the
lot of
COVID.
Americans are going to be dealing with that for a long time. Hey, Mayor, I wanted to ask you
Yes.
something.
Many of us will have a
is
cough.
Atlanta ready for Election Day?
Sometime meaning a week.
Yeah.
Right?
A little bit of the sniffles.
We will be
But
ready.
do they also
And we
not
are
remember
going to
that
do
they are the
everything
network
we
where
can
Chris
to make sure
Cuomo was
that
like quarantined
voting goes smoothly?
for 3 days and came out
Butt naked.
appearing nude? Yeah, and his wife's yoga video was like, "I'm totally fine now. My teeth were chattering. I had a fever of 106." Oh, hey, Joe Louis.
Got some dog action.
We got Weekend at
Hey.
Bernie's Joe Louis.
Hey, very nice.
Hello, Joe Louis. Hello, Joe Louis. Look at this guy. Look at this handsome boy.
That's
Weekend
good-looking
at
dog.
Joe Louis's. Oh, the Hawaiian shirt. Go over. Go say hi.
Classic.
Go say hi to the guys who used to
Come
be
here,
afraid
Joe.
of you. Oh, come on. Go say hi.
So
Come on,
is that
Joe.
Hawaiian 5-0?
Yeah,
PI.
Hey guys, you see the difference? This is what I was saying. When you have behaved dogs, they can be therapy dogs. These guys were terrified of them mostly because they were chasing them when they were
He
delivering.
leaning all over me.
I know. Yeah, he loves you guys.
He's a
Joe Louis
leaner.
action. Oh man, this thing's hard.
I know. He narded one of you guys right in the with his
he
tail.
smacked me in the face with that tail.
Yeah, he's got that giant tail that just it hits you right in the tip. Just
Oh,
yeah. Bye, Joe Louis. Okay, let's go back to Mayor Keisha Bottoms and her husband with the COVID.
John Lewis. He walked gently amongst us, not as a distant icon, but as a God-fearing man who did what he could to fulfill the as yet unfulfilled promise of America.
What?
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 People often think that they can
He
make
what?
a difference.
I'm sorry,
Like our civil
speaking
rights
to my
movement.
good ear.
That was a
I
long
don't
sentence.
speak crazy,
Person in the
bitch.
movement
What?
matters.
Unfulfilled dream of the United States of America? She's mayor. And she's speaking to endorse the old white guy who played second fiddle to the black guy with no resume.
Yeah.
Who became
Yeah.
president of the United States.
She's black too.
Only in the United States could a man with 0 qualifications, the public having 0 access to his college records, and a man who did crack with a convicted domestic terrorist and Bill Ayers be elected president of the United States. But still, the deck is stacked against us. Cardi B writes songs about cutting her asshole with Freddy Krueger hands.
It's the American dream.
And she's today's Earth, Wind, and Fire. She's your Hall and Oates for crying out loud. The
No,
deck is
hell
stacked
no,
against
she ain't
us.
Hall and Oates. don't touch my Hall and Oates.
You set him off.
Get me going.
Don't nobody talk about my damn Hall and Oates. Man.
All right, let's hear what she has to say.
Are disgracefully using this pandemic to spread
Pandemic drink.
misinformation
Pandemic.
and interfere with voting, forcing many in 2020 to still risk their lives.
Wait, because
to exercise
forcing tons
their
of people to
sacred right
become
to
more
vote.
dependent on the
crazy.
government
That's no
risk.
is
Everybody else is
interfering.
walking around with masks.
Yeah, you know what? Can we actually? Do we have that? Let me see. We have the clip of. Because they just opened with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Elaine saying we need to trust the experts. Let's go to clip C because she talked about Dr. Fauci, and now they're saying we don't want to send people out into harm's way like it's D-Day, and they're acting like you're gonna go to your local precinct in frickin' Denton County, and they're gonna open the doors and like it's just there's you just. You know what? You don't even need to wear a mask. I do it because you have to. It's the law. But the fact is, this is not comparable to fighting Nazis.
Yeah, not even
Okay?
close.
It's not even close. Let's go to the clip C of Dr. Fauci saying, hey, can we go and vote in person?
Can people safely go out and vote in person given that this year there is so much concern around the vote?
I think if carefully done according to the guidelines, there's no reason that I can see why that not be the case.
All right, that's enough. That's it. That's it. That's it. And he's got no strings to hold him down. He's got no strings to hold me down.
I want to be a real boy.
For crying out loud.
Yeah, his voice is that way because he's on the news.
Risk when you leave your house, you could get hit by a damn ice cream.
You get the flu.
There's so much.
Look at all the people going out now shopping and going to the gas station, going to the grocery store, going to work. They're wearing masks, but you can't show up at a damn voting to vote with a mask.
Or imagine leaving your house looking like Dr. Fauci. You have any idea how many people want to kick his ass just seeing him?
No, they can't see him. It's too
Why
short.
do they keep showing these old ass videos from
Let
the
it
60s?
go. It's over.
Oh, hold on a second. They're going to bring out the German Shepherds.
Oh, of
Wait,
course, yeah.
who was that one guy?
Life was extremely dangerous.
It was. That's right. It was.
I appreciate that they're reminding us about what Joe Biden furthered.
You see that guy Stan from The Office? He said it's worse now. And his Kickstarter trying to start a spin-off show.
Wow.
He's like, racism is worse now than ever. Really? You've been fire hosed outside a pie shop recently, Stanley?
Another battle. John was focused on ending voter
Are they really trying to
suppression.
show this and like equate it to now?
Well, they're trying to honor John Lewis, and they'll avoid like the plague that John Lewis claimed when he was walking through the I believe it was the walking to the House. I don't know if he was walking on the Capitol steps. Him and Clyburn, if I'm not mistaken, said that people spat on them, Tea Partiers, those protesters spat on them and called them the N-word. Andrew Breitbart offered $100,000 to the United Negro College Fund. I can say it because that's still the name of the fund. And there was no footage. And here's what matters. There was footage of John Lewis, of Clyburn, walking up those steps. There were gigabytes and gigabytes, and this was before 4K. There were gigabytes and gigabytes of crappy, grainy 720p footage where you could hear everything and see everything. Every single angle, like we were promised with original DVDs. Remember they said you could watch things in 360? That never really came to fruition.
Never came out, even with
Not
3D.
once did anyone say the N-word. And the media said, well, just like me with Mashable, they said, well, why does he need to prove that because someone called him the N-word? Because he said it? Because he made a claim? How about that? If you make a
might wanna
claim,
prove it.
if you make a claim of a hate crime, have some evidence of the hate crime. And we're also, listen, obviously it's sad when someone dies, but let's not lie about John Lewis. The guy was a race baiter professionally for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Freshmen are here a long time.
There's a bunch of
I
race
can't
baits right
stand Maxine Waters, man.
A kind of heft, a weightiness.
Oh yeah, Maxine Waters. Sometimes she kind of looks like a photo negative Nancy Pelosi.
The black version.
Yeah.
She's
Like a
definitely the
Bizarro,
black
but
version
almost not.
of Nancy Pelosi.
Like if I were in a dark room developing photos, I might get it wrong. Like label it Pelosi.
It's like Spy versus Spy.
There we go.
And we seek
Someone who has navigated.
Why is she even relevant?
Well, they should just have her lower third be not vice president.
I will graciously accept.
Today we are considering a fair housing measure which not only protects our nation's minorities, but it protects the needs of those with disabilities and families with children. How long do we have to wait before we decide to ban assault weapons? We have another.
By the way, did you see that, by the way? It said ban assault weapons, but it was a handgun registration. Was it Handgun Registration Act? Something Handgun Act. So keep in mind that back then, they weren't even trying to hide it. Like, assault weapons was a handgun. If you were to tell people now, well, an assault weapon would be most of your handguns. For example, any of the handguns that people are carrying in here, Americans are like, well, no. I thought you meant like, the AK-47 that guy in Austin got killed for pointing at a car point blank range. No, back then, it was, they would say assault weapons and handguns interchangeably. Then they realized they had to get away from it.
Weapons that hurt. They're all bad.
They do the bad.
All right, here, let me go through the mail thing really quickly, because they were just talking about that. Okay, so let's talk about the mail. When people are saying, keep in mind, right off the bat, most of the pictures out there are hoaxes. We're like, look, they're destroying mailboxes. No, they're actually trying to replace mailboxes, and there were changes coming down the pike for USPS for a very long time. You know why? For 13 years in a row, they've lost money. 13 years in a row, they've lost money. Imagine pitching that on Shark Tank.
Incredibly consistent.
What are your numbers? Well, we lost 18 trillion.
But this is like the first. This is the first 13 years of the company, right? I mean,
yeah, it's the first. Right, yeah. You've been reinvesting in inventory. No, I mean Amazon did. Have you seen their new Amazon vans? They really got their shit together. Ooh, and FedEx has next day shipping. That's fun. But we really could use some money. Well, what kind of money do you have? I guess in a matter of speaking, it's really infinite, really, because we can just take it from taxpayers. Yeah. So how we've lost all of it.
I'll just sign off right now.
How we've lost all of it and haven't managed to turn a profit is, your guess is as good as mine. But we could always use more. So, Mr. O'Leary, more money, please. More money, please. So, all right, let me make sure I have this right. So, when people say there hasn't been voter fraud, too, we talk about mail. And I say this as someone who has had to mail in vote. Because I've been traveling, doing comedy shows. I think one time I might have even been in Canada doing a stand-up show.
Canada?
Let's go through a couple of examples. New Jersey, they tried it in the primaries. 1.4 something million voters, between 1.4 and 1.5. 87% of them voted through mail. It took counties more than 6 months to certify the election results. 65,000 ballots had to be thrown out completely for arriving late. Those are just the ones that we know about.
That's called disenfranchised.
Michigan, 846 ballots just had to be thrown out because the voters were dead.
How the hell did they vote?
Exactly.
Great question.
Why do you ask that?
Captain Obvious.
Andrew Yang's like, you do the math. They're dead.
Get it.
Oh, wait, no, it's common. It's common. It is common. It's the guy with the...
Just ain't specific enough. Once son died, his spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us.
All that damn hand action.
For people who don't know, the promo code is Crowder DNC Stream for $20 off.
Hey.
Still talking about Rosa Parks?
Doesn't seem like they're stuck in the past whenever they say anything.
Yeah.
Like, not only in the past, like 40 years ago.
Because they can't be stuck in the recent past because that's Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Sure.
Look, it's the eugenist.
Yeah, exactly. So this guy called, I believe if I'm not mistaken, he actually called Donald Trump. We have an overlay, I think. He called Donald Trump a eugenicist, and he's the guy who wanted to boycott states that put restrictions on abortions past the third trimester.
Dude.
He supports actual eugenicism.
Yeah, Trump's the most pro-life president we ever had.
I know. He called him a eugenicist, and then he campaigned against, not only, that's wrong on so many levels because of the idea of free enterprise, but because states wanted to put limitations on abortion. Remember when it was Georgia? That was that whole thing? Yeah. He was leading the charge. It's something else, by the way, when you see these commercials on CNN, can we bring up that image of the black guy who does a commercial for the testosterone? Nugenics? It's a black guy doing an ad for a supplement that's one letter off of eugenics. He's like, Nugenics work for me. Before this, I was black as hell. Then I had some crazy. Is this it?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see. Yeah, look. Nugenics. He's like a former football player, basketball.
Yeah, baseball player.
Look at that, Joe.
He actually works up in the gym I go to.
Really?
Yeah, I see him.
He seems like a nice guy.
That's a big dude, man.
He was sitting on a stationary bike, looked like a damn tricycle.
Nugenics.
Oh, that's horrible.
Speaking of which, you're the byproduct of eugenics there, Joe Louis. They breed you for hunting boar. I don't know why you're wearing a prison outfit, but go say hi. Go say hi to Keith and Kevin. Okay. No, you want to say hi to me? That's very nice of you. I appreciate it.
Dog action.
He's a pretty sweet. He has a
Why
knife?
does he have a shank?
He's got a shank.
My wife gave my dog a shiv.
Wow.
I guess she's trying to go with the common theme. All right, time for you. Go say hi and then go get out, Joe Louis.
Joe Louis. Come here, Joe Louis.
There you go. I want to listen to common.
Hey, Joe Louis. What you doing down there, Joe?
When the glory comes, it will be
Wait, is this a praise and worship song?
When the glory comes, it will be ours.
When the glory comes, it will be ours.
Black is king. Did you hear that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go.
Black is king.
Joe Louis, go. Come on. You got to go to Mama.
I do have to ask a question because oftentimes you hear.
Hold on a second. I can't get over. When the glory comes, it will be ours.
Yeah.
They took the lyrics of praise and worship like, the glory will be yours, God. It's like, whose glory? Commons.
Yeah. They got a whole choir. The whole choir singing.
Mine.
Yeah.
Whose glory? John Legend. Whose
name is
glory?
Legend, no.
Jesus. It's Jesus.
I find it unbelievable these people say they're so religious, but they're pro-choice.
Oh, they're wrong about everything. And also, they believe that the quote, the verse is, give unto Caesar, give it all to Caesar.
Yeah.
Give it all to Caesar, provided that he has that he increases the size of the DMV and make sure you don't change mailboxes. That's somewhere in Mark. Were you about to say something there? Half Asian.
I was going to say the idea of if you were to have any time anyone who's a minority, particularly a black minority, decides to come out and do any kind of song or thing for Republicans or Trump, they're called being minstrels, right? They're harkening back to the minstrel, right? I wonder if we have any guests here who have ever been talked about like that. And yet, here we have two gentlemen of color dancing for Joe Biden. And yet no one is going, wait a minute, guys, wait a minute. And yet, again, the irony, are we not seeing these gentlemen on national TV who are performing, who have made millions and millions and millions of dollars, and able to do and spend those millions of dollars wherever they want, and yet they are here supporting a person whose vice president candidate called him a rapist.
And not only that, but he doesn't even know that they're there. He has no idea. He's like, huh? What? Why couldn't we get Cardi B? I loved her in Cuties.
Could you get me a water, fella? Please.
I'm Joe Biden's husband.
I'm common. I'm common.
He's like, yes, you are. You are the common man, the man I want to reach. No, I'm common. Well, you're not. We're all special, son. I'm
Joe.
common. No, what? What'd he say? You're black? You're going to vote for me, right? Y'all get back in chains. What are you talking about?
Poor kids are just as smart as white kids.
I do appreciate that, when they give the title for Julia Louis-Dreyfus, it says actress first.
Yes.
Because, she's not actually living any of the things that she's talking about with regards to the policies or who she supports or any of that.
Right. No, she's not even living up to the
How dare they show
post-career
Dr.
Seinfeld.
Martin Luther King a Republican?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think they know.
A lot of people don't know. I tell them at my comedy show, it's like, what? Martin Luther King wasn't Republican?
Really?
Black people get pissed when you tell them that. Yeah.
I thought your show was mainly white people now.
It is. There was a few people there over the years.
You got those ones out. Yeah.
Especially like when we transitioned, they would come to our show and they'd be like, what? They get pissed off. You tell them that.
Yeah. Hey, well, look, these people speak for you. Haven't you heard that white broad with the jerry curls apparently speaks for the black community.
Our jobs are evaporating. Our faith in the things that
I wonder why.
Our jobs are evaporating. Mostly, I should know, almost entirely exclusively in blue states. We are doing significantly worse. Just after the COVID, compared to our red state brethren.
These people
really
go home
bad.
and say, man, I can't believe I said all that shit. It was so hard to just sit there and say that and keep a straight face.
Yeah. And what's so funny is they try to make this stick. Donald Trump obviously does really poorly in a lot of polls. But even after all of this, and they've been trying to lay the economy at Donald Trump's feet, they still trust him. The American public still trust Donald Trump with the economy more than Joe Biden.
Yeah, I wish we had a job boom like February.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, hold on.
Unemployment be low, would be nice.
Record-setting S&P 500 or no?
Yeah, something like that. That would be really good.
That only helps rich people. It doesn't affect Main Street. Oh, yeah. I thought you supported unions. What do you think's going on with their pension? Dummies.
What the Dems call it, trickle-down economics? So what the hell kind of BS is that?
No, they call it trickle up. Yeah, because trickle down kind of made sense.
It's just pouring out one for your homie.
Yeah, it's pulling out Colt 45. Works every time.
the impulses that have given us slavery.
Can we find a picture from this decade? You know what? How about just this century?
No human is illegal. Of course not. They're not from Mars.
I don't even know.
Their conduct is illegal. They're here illegally.
Yeah. It's not so much the human itself as it is the caravan that went through the border unprotected in the middle of the night with sex workers under the floorboards. That's if we have to put our finger on it. I think that's more of a problem that we have what?
We do have Andrew Klavan.
Oh, we do have Andrew Klavan. All right. Again, the promo code is CrowderDNC Stream. You get $20 off Mug Club, and use the hashtag CrowderDNC Stream. We'll be reading some of your tweets, looking at your outfits. But Mr. Andrew Klavan, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing? I love that suit. You look like you just came from Casablanca.
Really? No, come on now. Has that been? Oh, Gone with the Wind was canceled. I think Miami Vice is still allowed until they find out that Don Johnson has been in a couple of more conservative films like Brawl on Cell Block 99. So I'm in the clear. Andrew Klavan, what is this? You look like you're in the townhome in Pacific Heights when Matthew Modine had Michael Keaton twisting razor blades. Is this a little garage for you?
It's the combination of Noah's Ark and the Poseidon Adventure for those of your audience, the two people in your audience who know what the Poseidon Adventure was. Yeah, it looks like it's my loft. I'm in the loft.
Well, you know what? Next time when you come on, don't make your first reference a shitty Dennis Quaid film.
The old one, the 70s. Hey, yeah, come on. That was the remake.
It was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece.
Oh, I remember. I was watching actually. What was it? The other. I'm not joking now, but the other Poseidon, the remake, whatever it was with the ship.
Yeah,
I think
it was Poseidon Adventure.
Was it Poseidon Adventure? Is that what it was called?
I think it was just Poseidon.
No, it was just Poseidon. The boat was called Poseidon. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And I was there with my black manager, a guy named Tony Camacho. He's Dominican, and we were just sitting. And about halfway through, he just said, "This shit. All right, you want to go leave?" And I was like, "Sure, we can do that." Like, I don't know if it was just like a racial divide, but like he had no qualms about the fact that he paid for a film and didn't want to finish it.
Like, I'm not into this at all.
Whereas my cheap, sorry white ass was like, "Well, don't we have to see how it ends? Maybe it'll redeem the last 2 hours of our life lost that we'll never get back." He's like, "I got time for this shit. I got stuff to do. I got water to drink." Andrew, have you been watching the convention, the previous nights?
I've been glued to the set. I mean, the laughter, the tears, the sentimental moments of reminiscence that brought our nation together. No, I haven't really.
Oh, well.
I drop in and out.
The funny thing is, you're not off at all. Like, they just used John Lewis as a springboard to go back to a montage of fire hoses and German shepherds and talk about how America is more racist than ever.
It is. It just gets worse and worse. It's like a hell pit, you know. It's like, I don't even understand how anybody, you know. Wait, how did the black guy next to you? How do you get in the building? I mean, what the hell is going on? It's like,
oh my gosh,
Kevin,
can you answer?
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
It was affirmative.
Affirmative action, man.
Yeah, but they didn't qualify for the African American because they're 52%. They qualified for the twin grant.
Yeah.
So, really, it was just we wanted to do a sketch where we wanted to recreate Demolition Man, and we couldn't afford a stunt double, so we just knew we'd have two of them.
This damn afro itches.
I have been.
Jesus Christ. I feel like somebody sacked into my head.
I've been dipping in. I've been dipping in, as Bill Clinton would say, into the convention from time to time. And what I see, in all honesty, what I see is an endless series of totally immoral people telling me that they're better than I am, which I have to tell you is unlikely. It really is unlikely that, like Bill Clinton, Kamala Harris, that woman is so corrupt. I mean, here's a woman who literally slept her way into politics. She's like held back evidence that could have gotten people out of death row. It's like,
I thought when you said she is so, and before you said corrupt, I thought you were going to go Indian. She is just so Indian. Just too much. It's too much with the Indian. It's like lay off the Indian.
Exactly. It's enough Indian.
Yeah, yeah. It's enough. I mean, listen. You know, you do it like you do it like you have a Bobby Jindal. We're good for 12 years. I'm just saying that at a certain point, the tokenism's all filled up. So my point is here tonight, Andrew, what do you predict we're going to be seeing from, let's say, well, we already had John Legend and Keisha Bottoms. Joe Biden. Yeah, he's the one nobody's talking about.
One guy, yeah. The guy.
I think he's going to ask the question that is on everyone's mind, where am I?
Huh? Is cutesy still up?
It's in my list.
I really like the best speech of the convention so far has been Jill Biden, but I would have a lot more respect for her if she would stop them from doing this to her husband, because it's funny if you're cruel and soulless like myself,
right?
But it's really not. You know, when you step back and you actually have some compassion and try not to go to hell, it actually is not right. But a guy who's deteriorating in front of us, you know, it's kind of going to be like that scene in, you know, what's the scene with the singer, A Star Is Born. Remember The Star Is Born, where
yeah.
Gets up on stage.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about, but
the ship is turned upside down and the star.
There we go. There we go.
Stop it with the shitty Dennis Quaid references, Clayton. It's too niche. My comedy's broad. No, I think you're right. I mean, this is a demented old circus monkey at this point, Joe Biden. It really is. Like, someone should be looking out for him. I mean, if anything, really, it should just be like Kamala Harris could be the one to save him and just go out and say, like, you know what? I said that you were a rapist. And I still think so. See ya. You know what? Let's.
Tara Reid.
I just saved you a bunch of money from having to reverse the ticket later on down the trail. All right, I'll be back in a couple of months to collect my trophy. Bye. See you later, rapist. Hey, by the way, check out his Amazon Prime and Netflix queue. Okay, it reads like a who's who of Catch a Predator. All right, bye. She could end it. She could put him out of his misery. And do you think there was
give her a couple of months? Give her a couple of months. She wants to get closer to the Oval Office before she does that. Then all bets are off.
Yeah, I think you're. Is this? I'm trying to see who's on right now. Yes. It looked like what's her name? That late night host.
It's not her.
Lily Singh.
It's not her.
Hold on a second, Andrew. I want you to see this because you're a talented writer. I want you to give us an opinion on none of that.
Heard them over and over and over again. But nothing is more dangerous to our democracy than his attacks on mail-in voting during a pandemic. Okay, here's the truth.
It's a pandemic.
Donald Trump doesn't want any of us to vote because he knows he can't win fair and square.
Wow.
So
you
whether you plan to
smoking
vote
crack?
by mail or in person wearing your mask, it is your vote and it's your right. Don't let Donald Trump take that away from you.
It's not your right to vote by mail without identification, without a process that's been set up in place with, effectively, if it were a company like the USPS that's lost money for 13 years in a row. It is your right to vote. It's not your right to sit at home and watch your stupid Cardi B and potential presidential candidate interview and be like, I'm going to vote, though. Well, how about you? Do you have any ID with you? Nah. Well, okay, well, then I guess you shouldn't vote. Racist! You racist.
You get stamps, though.
You racist.
They've got a little problem with enthusiasm. It's like they figure they might be able to get people to go like, all right, I vote for us, send in a mail for Joe Biden. But nobody is going to. I mean, just really, no one in America is going to go like, yeah, I'll get out of this chair and walk down to the poll and vote for. No, but I mean, who would say that?
It's just like
it doesn't make any sense.
His next ploy is going to be every vote for Joe Biden comes with a free X chair. In your house. Or then it'll just be like, it'll just have to whittle it away to like, it'll be a lower back pillow, then maybe a nice like pashmina. But the point is,
You're going to have to go to people's houses with like the lever, Here's the lever. Can you pull it? Maybe. I don't know. I vote Biden. I don't care.
Even the guy who opened it.
All right. You give me the lever. You put it in my hand. I'll pull the lever.
Even the guy who opened it, Andrew Yang. Can we bring up those screen? Have you seen Andrew Yang? We have the screenshots of on Twitter and Instagram where when Joe Biden was the nominee, people were saying, I can't believe this is happening. And this is Andrew Yang saying, I understand and know the feeling. You endorsed him and you were the number one person to speak. Like even his party, even people who are on the docket don't like him. Like I bet you Steph Curry's gonna just come out and be like, listen, I know he's a piece of shit, but he's our piece of shit. And he's like gonna do like a couple of dribbles through the legs, and everyone's like, cheer for Steph Curry, and then Brian Stelter will edit it together like it was for Joe Biden. And is anyone pissed or these people should be pissed that Joe Biden has spoken with none of them? None of them. He spoke with the wet pussy girl. That's who he gave the interview to. It's like, I want to make sure that the person I give a scoop is really worthy of, blowjobs and barbecue ribs.
I bet you she's dry as hell, too.
Well, that's what she says. She says that's why she's, giving medical advice to children like Kevin Jennings. What were you about to say there, Andrew Klavan?
She's dry.
Well, I do like the fact that the press has been complaining for 4 years that Donald Trump is a threat to the First Amendment because he points out that they lie all the time. This guy literally hasn't answered a question from any reporter in 2 months. And when they ask him questions, it's always like, where'd you get that tie? I like that tie. It's very nice. A tie. Am I wearing a tie? Where am I?
No, it's a bib. Oh, a tie. How'd that get there?
And I heard that Hunter Biden literally going to be at this place? Is that true? I heard that.
No. They'll be playing a game Hunting Biden, where it's just they give everyone old Winchester. They give him double-barreled shotguns and a recreation porch, and they just fire into the air to see if he shits himself.
I thought he was going to fly in on his private jet that he bought with the profits from his Ukrainian deal of $50,000 a day.
You watch your mouth. That man is an energy expert, sir.
My dad is vice president. All right, here's your check. Get out of my way.
Yeah, it'd be like me hiring you to fix my plumbing for $500,000. Hey, I really like true crime. How do you do with copper wiring? Okay.
Give me that's a wrench, isn't it? I'll take the wrench.
Yeah, I would like a wrench tonight so I can beat myself over the head with it. Just because I think that if I shot myself, it would be like I need to suffer at least close to as much as I will having to watch the rest of this. So if I just hit myself in the head with a wrench, it would be the equivalent.
This is the other thing. This is truly boring. I mean, I do have some sympathy for the fact that they had to do it all, in this online virtual way. But they are really dull. And the only thing that's interesting about them is recounting how corrupt they are. It's the only thing that's interesting about watching Bill Clinton is thinking like, wait, isn't that the guy who stuck a cigar in a girl young enough to be his daughter? Talking to us about what we should do for our nation.
And Cardi B's like, that would be ill-advised if you want to keep that shit wet. Don't be putting no Don Fuentes up in your hooch.
I think that's wet ash pussy. I think it's a little different.
That's the follow-up.
Oh, I hate that this is America. Like, just to think of it, the equivalent would be like, I'm trying to think, the equivalent would be like if, I guess maybe, like if Mondale were being, the equivalent would be if like Bill Clinton were interviewed. Let's even go there to like Salt and Pepper, right? And like people are like, oh, he's gonna do it with the push it broads. Whereas this was like, this shit gonna be in the Oval Office all over your desk. It's like, it's just so disgusting that these are the role models for young girls right now. Like if it were JFK, I'm trying to think if they'd cross, like maybe it'd be like Diana Ross or Aretha Franklin, like asking about relevance. This guy, the only interview he's given, that's right, the only interview Joe Biden's given that I know of is Cardi B.
And he did it because somebody told him, I'm sure this is why he did it, somebody told him that young black people are looking at this guy and saying, are you kidding me? The older black people are going, wait, if it wasn't him, it was going to be Bernie Sanders. And the young people were going, like, there was nobody else. It was it was him and Bernie Sanders. That's it. They had to make a choice.
Yeah, and Killer Mike is out there endorsing Bernie Sanders, and the only reason that black people couldn't get on board, they're like, yeah, y'all mean the cracker who all them bitches stole his mic? And he didn't do nothing? Wait. He's supposed to be my president. The guy who didn't do nothing, they just came up there like, oh, Bernie, that's our mic now. He was like, yeah. They white boy punked the future president? What a bitch.
Would you lean over and slap this guy? You shouldn't be doing this material.
I should absolutely be doing this material.
It's wrong.
Let's see. Black Lives Matter. What does Fauci say? Big fan of that. But final question. Yeah. On a scale from 1 to 10, how do you rate the United States Post Office, Andrew Klavan?
Why do listen, I have to say this first. My post lady is one of my favorite people. She is like the nicest person in the world.
White?
She comes.
Is she white?
No, she's not.
She's white. She's white. Everyone sees the supremacy, but go ahead.
She's just the nicest human being. The place should be shut down. Why on earth do we have a post office? Tell me one thing that we do with the post office. Nothing. It's catalogs. It's catalogs. You can get bills. You can pay bills online. It's over. The post office is over. And the idea that we need it.
I don't know.
Hey, listen, every time I do your show, they say to me, don't forget to plug the Andrew Klavan show on the Daily Wire, and I always forget because I'm too busy fighting with you. But
well, maybe you should go plug it to your post lady.
By the time you get that plug, it'll be what, next year.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be coming in with a bunch of I don't want to piss off a good contingency of our audience. It consists of couponers, so I don't want them to be, we don't want to lose the couponer audience.
Yeah, they just dropped. They're not watching.
How else are they going to get their gain at 32 cents off?
Hey, it's a deal.
No, I don't know. All right, so it is the Andrew Klavan Show, of course, on the Daily Wire. You're there. Ben Shapiro is there. Michael Knowles is there.
Who cares about them? I just plug the damn show.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I paint the full picture in that it's a who's who of exclusively white.
Exactly. That's a rule. I mean, it's an old rule, but we're fond of it.
Yeah, I know, because you're in Los Angeles. Where could you find someone of color? All right, thank you, Mr. Klavan. We appreciate it, brother.
See you, pal.
All right, see you. Bye. All right, who do we got going on here? This guy.
Let's see.
Oh, Joe Biden's talking.
Of two.
No. He went and found random strangers who could speak better than him.
Two people to build. And we have an ongoing goal.
I need more volume, guys. I can't hear you.
We'll find a house in the next 5 years. So hopefully we'll save.
Look, everybody, you talked about the middle class. The fact is that
Why was he answering her and then moved to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Look, he talked about the middle class. Who's she? What'd he say?
You're
And
asking
that gets
about
passed
middle
on
class.
from one generation to the next. The equity in a home.
You know, the middle class is continuously taking hits, and one of the reasons why we're on this call is we realize how important it is to.
We can bring up Reg the Bandit actually here. Reg, I'm pretty sure you have the numbers. The middle class is doing better than ever in the history of the United States. They had the average income increase in the first few years of Donald Trump, I believe, was about $5,000 something as opposed to $1,000 under 8 years of Barack Obama. Reg the Bandit, I think you have that number there. I don't have it in front of me. I pretty much just have a schedule. It's something along those lines, correct? It wasn't like a $5,000 average salary increase in the first 2 years under Donald Trump compared to 8 under Barack Obama, and they're also paying an average of $1,600 less in taxes?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
He's matter of fact and he gets to the point. That's what I love about it.
I'll get you the overlay in a second, but yeah, it's an exponential increase compared to what you see under Obama and people like that. So yeah, and then we also have, you know.
Wait, hold on a second. Do you guys see this? We have it's Indian Ezra Klein.
Oh yeah,
look what
it
this
is.
Come on,
Yeah.
Someone bring up Ezra Klein.
Especially with the glasses.
And our job is to speak the truth.
That's Indian Ezra Klein.
He's got a spray tan. Don't worry, that's the same guy.
Someone bring up Ezra Klein so I don't get in trouble here. Bring up Ezra Klein too, cute Maddie. Otherwise, I'm going to be pissed because you're going to leave me out and hanging.
Get a bigger picture.
It's Indian Ezra Klein.
It's not Indian. He's African American.
That guy's not. Is that guy African? It's hard to tell with Kamala Harris meeting the criteria.
Yeah, she kind of muddies the waters a little bit.
Your guess is as good as mine. Come on, it's Indian Ezra Klein.
No, he's definitely African American.
Really?
Definitely.
What?
Come on.
His name is Dr. Vivek Murthy.
He can't be.
Would you like to revise your answer, sir?
His cousin's Eddie Murphy, I think. Yeah.
His nickname is Leroy.
Do you think there's Leroy? Yeah. Do you think there's tension in that household? There's a little bit of jealousy. He quite didn't live up to the standards of Eddie. Yeah. What if he just showed up in a leather blue jumpsuit? What were we about to say there, Reg?
Oh no, I was going to affirm that he is indeed Indian.
See, that's what I love about him.
It is Indian Ezra Klein.
Hey, can we not forget that, you know, Joe Biden, in answering those questions, literally earlier, you're just hearing a bunch of random people with no facts spouting things that they think might be might be facts, and then you've got Joe Biden going,
and not even answering them, and not even answering them directly.
Right.
Like someone asks a nonsensical question that really could be answered vaguely, and he's so uncomfortable on his feet that he's like, I think earlier this man was saying that we're in a new revolution. That guy's like, what the fuck? I didn't say anything about that. Like, yeah, that's what I heard someone here say. Maybe it was the fat guy in the glasses.
Screens.
Yeah. We do have a chat that says, my income has increased by 25% since Trump took office. I have hope for a real life for the first time. Garrett.
Oh, well, that's anecdotal, but I'm glad to hear it, G squared.
Yeah, and then Garrett says he's making more money than he ever has.
Hey, Garrett, you're not supposed to talk about your raises. It makes the other employees
I thought the chat
jealous.
was for me.
Especially Too Cute Maddie. She's getting 77 cents on your quarter black dollar.
But I'm quarter black. So
Not
it takes me
made
up
of
a little
money.
notch.
Money doesn't grow on trees for women.
But you know what? Because of systemic feminazis, because of systemic racism and misogyny, there's no way that there could be a Wisconsin senator that's a woman. Oh wait, look at CNN.
Her head's shaped like the Liberty Bell.
Child with a Prius.
Do we want to listen to Tammy Baldwin?
No, listen, I gotta take a leak, so let's go to a break. You know what? Can we put in the slightly? Yeah, let's put in the short break. We'll go to a short break and we'll come back with more of your chat and hopefully not. Next is Tammy Duckworth. All right, we'll play a game or something. We'll figure it out. You don't need to be watching Tammy's.
Openly gay person.
Oh, hi. Seen on the board, do you guys have Black Rifle coffee here?
No, I'm sorry. We only carry good small batch coffee here.
Well, it is great small batch coffee.
Well, that really can't be unless it's fresh roasted. So,
Well, it is fresh roasted.
I don't think you know what that means. You know what this is? This is masa lekwa pique, which of course in the Indonesian language, let me finish. In the Indonesian language, it's weasel coffee.
You just made that up.
No, it's been passed through their digestive tract.
That's disgusting.
And then it's nature's wet processing.
Yeah, but is it good?
I mean, it's all right. Are they investor philanthropists? Do they support good causes?
Yeah, tons of causes. Veterans causes and first responder causes, but it doesn't matter because they make good coffee. So that's what I'm wanting.
Do you have any?
You know what? Actually, I'm just gonna order it. They make it fresh and roasted.
Right.
Black Rifle Coffee.
It's good.
So I've decided to hijack the show because everyone else has a tiny, tiny woman-like, baby-like bladder, except for everyone here. 2Q Maddie, Quarter Black, Audio Wade.
Huge bladder.
So we've got coming up Steph Curry. You know what's funny about this is they've been showing Steph Curry's face since the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because they want to keep people interested.
Yep.
And every time they have a break,
sportsman?
they're like, it's next. Oh, sorry, Steven. Sorry, I wasn't.
I didn't even get to go. Okay, so here's. All right, hey, Joe Louis, place.
Hold it. Hold it.
Good boy. Sit. Well, hold on a second. There you go. You'll be my co-host for a little bit, Joe Louis. Thank you. So, the HodgeTwins, for the first time in their adult life, decided to go to the bathroom separate. Joe Louis, you're in the microphone path. Here, let's move back.
Joe Louis.
They decided to. Joe Louis, just move.
They decided to go to
They
the
decided to
bathroom
go to the bathroom.
separately.
They usually pee together.
Holding hands works.
And then Tokenawan said, well, Stephen, why don't you just go outside? And I went outside, and it's the gymnastics class from next door. They're doing stretches.
Yeah.
So I would have been like a registered sex offender in the next episode of Cutesies.
No.
So
good.
my bladder is about to explode. All right, hold on. Let's see what Joe
do it.
Biden has to say.
We cannot let that happen.
What he has to say 8 months ago.
Are they allowed to broadcast this as live? Are they allowed to label it live?
That's not right.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. There's got to be so many different inputs that
Hey,
somebody's
isn't that
working
right?
with.
You're a better co-host than those two twins of color who just they're both taking dumps.
How dare you say that? It's a white dog.
You even have more. You have more bowel control.
Just another white dog taking over his spot.
By the way,
for
for
a black
people who don't
man.
know, this is the bully lean that we talk about, where he just leans on you and gives you, your seat's been taken, bitch.
Wow.
All right, Bill, can you handle it for just a couple minutes?
Yeah,
I have to go to the
you.
bathroom.
I got you.
Or you can stay there. All right, Joe Lewis, come on. Come.
All right, there we go. We got the seats back.
We do have a tweet.
Get out of here.
Bill, we have a tweet for you.
Let's hear it.
It says, I love that Bill Richmond dressed as Short Round from Temple of Doom. Was that your intention?
That is spot on.
Well, I'm not going to lie. When I was a shorter boy, I was Short Round. No, yes, that is exactly it.
Okay.
That's a good. Yeah.
Look,
That's
I gotta go with these, right? If I'm not recognized as Short Round in public, it's because I'm Kim Jong Un, and so you gotta go with what God gave you.
Yeah.
So hold on, can we see what's on CNN right now? Look at this. They are celebrating veterans of America, but never has a party been so consistently against the military and what they stand for. I mean, we've got amazing people in this country who have been a part of serving and spreading democracy, and yet here they are saying, we want to celebrate our veterans, we want to celebrate our military, and they're doing anything
Well,
but.
that's what they're doing this whole time, is trotting out people and saying, "Oh, this is the people we support. This is his faith. His faith." Well, it's like that's not anything he actually stands for.
They want to play videos of people protesting the war and people
At the same
in the
time.
war at the same time and say, we're represented by both of these people.
Right. So, you see what they just said. This election is bigger than politics. I'm
What?
sorry.
I'm sorry.
What have we been watching every night? Unfortunately, we've been watching the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it literally actually is politics.
Oh my gosh, I hurt my back, by the way.
Oh.
Looking terrible.
No, I hurt my back moving this guy around. We have a video coming out where we did jiu-jitsu, and I just heard like a little, I snapped my shit up, man.
I snap my shit up.
What were you guys talking about? What I missed in my own show?
Well, we were talking about the political use of veterans to try and convince America that the DNC is actually in favor of veterans.
Did some guy like roll himself out on a skateboard without legs and shit?
No, they just plopped him there and then made fun of him. Actually,
really?
Yeah. They said, "How could
yeah.
you support these Republican wars, you fucking piece of shit?"
Yeah, this isn't an in-person
it's a
event.
Republican war.
We're live,
Yeah,
Bill.
man.
You won't put on an 80s jacket, but he'll bring this potty mouth.
Yes, I will.
Kiss
He
your mother
won't
with
bring
that
his
mouth.
shoulder pads, but he'll bring his street lingo.
No, I'm standing on the shoulder pad so I can be a little taller.
You are
Standing
standing
up,
on
yeah.
the shoulder pads of lesser half Asians.
I'm glad you grabbed that.
Keanu?
That's good.
Tiger Woods? Man,
do we have from Reg the Bandit? Do we have those sources on the middle class stuff? I know that I was. Yeah, what was it?
Yeah, we do have an overlay.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So Trump outperformed both Bush and Obama. So you had 108 years under George Bush, then about 1,000 under Obama, and then under Trump, in a very short period of time, you had 5,000 increase in income.
So I was right. I said 1,008 years under Obama, 5,000 under Trump. You know, I should trust myself more. YouTube, you did this to me. You did this to me, YouTube. You made me doubt myself by browbeating me for a year and a half.
You just need a motivational poster.
Half Asian Bill getting uncomfortable because he's like, don't talk about the conversations with the
Nope. I'm just thinking about all the work I get to do.
Oh, believe me, I'll make sure you have it cut out for you. Who is this right now? Is this another Tammy?
Yeah, let's see.
That's Jill Biden.
Oh, Jill? I couldn't tell with the clown makeup.
Hey, you didn't see it, but my eye naturally goes to the fine print. So right before they zoomed in, at the bottom it said, use of DoD footage does not constitute an endorsement of military activity. Guys, don't worry. They're literally crossing their fingers behind their back, but in the front.
Because we wouldn't want our military to engage in activity that is of them.
We would hate for them to be endorsed.
To think we're behind them.
It's like they bring out Steph Curry and be like, just so you know, hashtag not all basketball players, okay? Hashtag we don't endorse the NBA, right? Just so you and you guys aren't big fans of LeBron. You just did a video on that.
Used to be, man, big fan of LeBron, man, but
What
till he came out politically, I was like, man, this guy's a moron.
What made you think he's a moron? Was it that stupid hat that didn't even work as far as
just
syntax?
all the hypocrisy comes out of his mouth about our president. He talks down to him. It's like they win a series, they don't want to go to the White House. I'm like, man, just stop being a kid. Grow up, be a man.
Well, Joe Biden can teach him a lesson or two in that.
Yeah. Teach y'all to be a real man.
Did you say rapist? You said man. Never mind. I stand corrected.
Yeah, he can't do that.
No, he's still in remedial manhood.
Hey, we're calling Biden the Benjamin Button mentally. He's just
That's everyone though. Everyone is Benjamin Button mentally.
Not running for president.
That's true. For one thing,
there's a fine distinction we have to draw here.
Please. Because Donald Trump went into office looking so weird, like you can't tell the age. Like, you know, he's not like he's been dyeing his hair blonde already for a decade. Thank you. I don't. Is he George?
It's like Rod Stewart.
Is it Rod
right
Stewart?
there.
Yeah. Oh wow. Well, my aunt has a picture with his face on it.
Thought that was
a picture.
I'm not
going
to say
something.
Yeah, a picture with the face of Rod Stewart. Old ladies love him.
Horrible. Hey, you know she has a face. Huh? Her face is up here, people. Wow, gratuitous lost leg shot.
Yeah, next
get the leg in there.
They're gonna end her interview with the Basic Instinct shot with Sharon Stone.
But it's just the nose.
Oh, this is.
And then Cardi B be like, "You gotta wash your metal snatch.
Look,
You gotta keep that shit lubricated, like the Tin Man. You stupid."
Leaders must command their troops.
I can while away the hours with my pussy flowers. Vote Joe Biden, y'all. I want y'all to remember, when y'all thinking Joe Biden, think this cooch. When y'all voting Joe Biden, think about this snook. It's like, come on.
I'm taking everything off the screen so they could gift that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all done. It's
just take
Tammy Duckworth is a fan of it. She knows what I'm talking about with her stupid shark necklace. Oh, thank you very much, Rod Stewart. I appreciate it.
You know, when you think about Tammy Duckworth, this is the thing you've got to think. Look at her bio down there in the lower
this
third.
Coke's been corked.
You've got
just disintegrated.
A veteran, Purple Heart recipient, former Assistant Secretary of Veteran Affairs, and yet in her 4th year in the Senate, Illinois is still one of the most corrupt, terrible, awful states in the entire union. You can't even be an amazing veteran who was injured in war, who has done amazing things in war and logistics. You can't get Illinois right.
And not only that, like, the funny thing is, nobody cares here at this. Like, that's why they start with everything that you just listed. They're like, yeah. Can we show the mechanical leg?
Yeah. Just tilt the camera back down, please.
Do we have like a glycerin bottle we can spray in there? I really like to make it pop.
in there.
Yeah.
Look, it's just a bunch
LEDs
it's just
in there,
a bunch of check boxes. Hey, did we check this box for you? Great, we earned your vote. Right? I'm gonna tell you, I heard one of the founders of BET, the founder of BET, talking about how when he was asked the party to go to the Democratic National Convention and said, hey, we want you guys to advertise on BT, they go, why? We have you guys already. Legit. Yeah. They did that. That's how taking for granted the minority vote is, because they're trotting people out, but they're not even talking about the ideals, the values. I know we're going to get in the comments, well, let them talk. What are they actually talking about? Guys, we already know what they're talking about, and it's nothing. There's nothing but nothing surface level. Guys, we gotta change the system because this white guy, he's better than the other white guy, but we hate white
But also
guys.
white guys are bad.
And Cardi B's doing a live stream right now like, I like the Terminator, bitch! And she not the Terminator who could like change shape. She's like the one who's like, I'll be back. Vote Biden! Vote Biden!
Get that coochie!
Cardi B.
Get out what that coochie is!
Isn't there gotta be? There's gotta be an artist out there, if he was going for like a black female who just isn't awful.
Nope.
Well, there's isn't Nicki Minaj a class act?
Nicki Minaj.
She makes Nicki Minaj like she's going to run for president.
Yeah.
I mean, she's totally classic compared to
Cardi B.
Yes.
Who else do we have right now?
Actually, Nicki Minaj.
I mean, you
said
could just
some
get Beyonce. I mean,
She's
from
get
Texas.
Beyonce or
She's
one of the
great.
other singers from Destiny's Child.
No, Beyonce buried them.
Oh, yeah,
They're
I know.
gone.
But is that because they were more attractive than her?
I mean,
I don't
There
remember.
was the
I think
one
that's
girl in
the
Destiny's
problem.
Child who I thought was I don't know which
darker
one.
one. The darker
I don't know. I stopped following them when they rhymed "down like that" with "down like that" 19 times.
Hey,
in the Charlie's Angels song.
Can we do a quick count? I'm just curious. Maybe Reg LeBandy could do this because I'm curious how many images they're going to show of Bo, the good son, versus Hunter, the promiscuous child having widow dating son.
Yeah.
No.
Good
No.
question.
Which
Why
one?
they showing him?
No.
Those numbers.
Nobody cares about this one.
All right, let's see what is this? What is that? It's just this is nothing but pre-rolls tonight.
Yeah.
It's not
Nothing
even
but
live.
clips.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
still
clips.
says live on there.
It's like Dave Chappelle or Key and Peele tossing to sketches.
Families who are freer because of him. Some folks may never know that their lives are better because of Bo Biden, but that's okay.
There it is, right there at the bottom again. Use of
Certainly
DoD
Bo
footage
claim
does
was
not
never the point
constitute a support.
of public service.
If you knew Bo, you knew he lived by the strictest
Bo,
code of
they're going with
honor,
Bo now like he's
duty,
Jackson.
service.
You know he can play two sports at once.
You never had to ask if he would do something the right way. He didn't know any other way.
He just ended at didn't know. Look, he's bolder back then. He's bolder back then.
Yeah, he is.
We're supposed to believe that he grew hair.
It is
When
interesting.
the field was clear for him to run for the Senate, he chose to finish his job as AG instead. After 9/11, he joined the National Guard. He felt it was his obligation. He did his duty to his country and deployed to Iraq.
Bo Biden served his country in battle. He prosecuted one
What
of
was
the
his
worst
full name?
child
Was it
predators
Bo?
in
Bo
American
Biden.
history.
That was his full name?
And
Yeah,
even
Bo.
though
Yeah.
he has
Bo wasn't short for something?
No, that's a southern name.
No, I'm an asshole. I thought for sure
Eggs
it was
on your
short for
face.
something.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't care.
So I have something to ask of you.
Hey, when we get in a montage for
Be there
Hunter?
for my dad.
Yeah, I want to see the black sheep of the family.
But he's one rich black sheep. He's got that on us. Oh, it's Beau, spelled like French. Like Beau means like
Bo, yeah.
handsome.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
I had no idea. I was thinking, but Bo Jackson.
It's a southern thing. Southern.
B.O. is
French.
Bo Jackson. What was that short for?
People who called me was
Nothing.
B.O. is different from Bo, the
I
word.
know they are different.
It's just B.O.?
They're just BO.
Well, that's silly.
It made me cry.
I have no idea.
Our current president has made me cry too, but it's never had anything to do with his
Oh,
warmth
Bill Clinton
or
got to you?
kindness.
Oh, my
Joe
God.
Biden's empathy
That's
is
a tragedy.
genuine. You can feel it.
He's
That's
genuine.
why President
You
Obama
can- no, that's just
asked
the-
Joe
that's
to
the
head up
sniff.
cancer moonshot.
That's the
Obama
vortex
knows what we
velocity
all know.
of his nasal
Joe
cavity
Biden
suction.
God, I'm never gonna watch Seinfeld again.
It's tainted.
Mayor
God,
Pete
man.
Buttigieg
She looks
also
good,
knows
though.
something about sacrifice.
She always looked great,
He
but she's a
volunteered and was
batshit
deployed to
crazy liberal.
Afghanistan.
No,
Returned
they
to
got an
Indiana
actress,
to
guys.
become
They're
a
just
highly
paying
effective
her.
public
She's like, this is a gig, COVID. You got to take what you can get. Just make sure you put first actress, then convention moderator.
Oh,
Hey,
it's
look,
Pete.
it's Pete Buttgig. Let's see what he has to
you go.
say.
Good evening.
What me worry?
He's at a wedding
Lived
reception.
life of service. In office.
at a
and
bar.
in
I see he remembered his hair in a
When you put your
can
life on
tonight.
the line
He
for
you guys
this
bring up
country,
that picture of him when he
you
was
do
doing
it
like a
not because
Skype
it's
call
the
on
country you
CNN or
live
something,
in,
and he was
Yeah.
clearly
but
bald.
because it's a country you believe in.
Like you ever see those late night commercials where
I
like your
believe
wife
in
will
this
never know? Man, it's basically just spray paint. That's what he uses.
Look at the space between his nose and his lip. He could grow one hell of a mustache.
That's a shame.
Well, no, if he has a space to grow a mustache.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I mean, if he
there,
grew his
but
mustache
no,
out, man, that'd be some thick stash.
He did. It's there. It's there. It's right there.
there's
That's
no
all he's got.
testosterone to push it out though. So
Hormonally, he can't grow a stash. I mean, but he has the real estate.
Yeah.
He could probably grow one mean gay mustache.
Oh yeah,
Do we have the overlay of him?
We're getting it pulled up.
All right, we're gonna pull up the overlay of Peanut Butt
Joe
Gig.
Biden one, too.
And by the way, I know this isn't a debate night. This is a non-event. In case people are tuning in, going, "Why aren't you showing more of it?" They've said 0.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
There's no way to fact check nothing. Look at that! Look at that!
That's bad lighting.
It looks like Pete Buttigieg was seated in a podling chair in Dark Crystal, and new Pete Buttigieg sucked out half his soul.
Did he get a hair transplant?
We also have Biden's hair plug.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, we have a good image of that.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Looks like an artificial Christmas tree.
Hey, don't knock those artificial Christmas trees.
I like artificial Christmas
Set
trees.
those up, take them
Not
down.
on my
They're
head.
amazing.
All right, let's hear what he has to say in front of his little solar-powered nightlights.
Imagine what we could achieve. This coalition we are building this very season, gathering progressives and moderates, independents, and even what I like to call future former Republicans.
You crazy as hell.
He lost their own viewers at moderates.
Why the hell would a Republican join the Democrats, the modern Democrats?
Could be out of work, want a free handout?
No, they're too classy to do that.
I don't know.
It's the struggle to call out what is good in
What do we have here? We have, by the way, the ratings dropped.
It's up to us.
I think we have the overlays here. The ratings are down 48% from 2016. I wonder why. And then what's funny, though, is that if we bring up the overlay, CNN tried to claim it was only 26%. And the reason is because they say, well, if you add all the cable, then it's actually only 26% if you're comparing it to only the networks from before. No. Compare the networks to networks, right, which is what matters because those are the
Same
people
stats.
Same stats. It's a 48% drop from 2016. You must have those overlays.
Yeah, we're getting it pulled up.
And their capacity.
I mean, your peak is.
Just as I've seen.
Hey, did
Clinton?
you guys? I didn't realize this, and Reg, maybe you can fact check it. But my understanding is that the first night of the convention drew 25% less viewers than in 2016.
No, it's 48%.
48% lower?
He wasn't listening to me at all.
He just said it just
30
now.
seconds ago.
No, you said it wrong. You said it wrong.
No, it's
There's the
48%.
That one's wrong. That's
No.
the second night.
They're
night.
down 48% total from 2016.
Yeah. The first night when they didn't even
you're
know
wrong.
how bad it was going to be.
No. So the number you're citing, that's CNN. That's the number if you add all the cable networks, the cable news networks all together. And the problem is that's not usually the metric because those networks are always running whatever it is politically.
All I hear is you're admitting I'm right.
No, I literally have it written right here. I said CNN tries to claim it's only 26%, and then my lawyer, who's supposed to be on my side, says CNN is right. He's a Stelter fan.
No, I don't need your facts.
Hold on. Let's see Turtles Club Booker.
Book your
Bernie,
laugh.
Bernie, don't you laugh, because I got questions for you. Like, why does my
He's
girlfriend
laughing like he
like
just
you
saw his
more than she
boyfriend,
likes
Becker.
me? But let's
Because
move
she's
on.
smarter than you, and that's the obvious answer.
Where
right?
is Biden?
Hey,
By the way,
I'm
could
curious
you imagine how
because,
shocked they would all be if he said to a woman, like, because he's smarter than you? They'd be like, oh, what the? How could you ever insinuate that a man is smarter than a woman in a mushroom cut? And I actually do think Klobuchar is probably smarter than all of them. I'm not going to lie.
So we do have the CNN overlay. It looks like the first night of the 2020 was down 25%.
Well, no, hold on a second. But again, they're using the number adding up all cable. That's what matters. Is you need to compare ABC, NBC, CBS to ABC, NBC, CBS. They're trying to compare specifically ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, CNBC, and that's the point. Is like every other objective. Well, I don't want to say objective, but most news outlets and using a consistent comparison, it was down 48%, and they're trying to do the cable comparison. Right. Hold on, I want to hear what Klobuchar has to say because she's a cut up.
Not only his kindness for calling me and being a mentor, but it also goes to how much he cares about our government and what
a lot of people
are saying,
talking about him,
and that even when he's at home at night,
I've seen this
he's watching.
Really excited for his
cares.
speech.
Yeah.
But Amy, we all want to know, did your mother watch the speech?
Yes, that's what everyone wants to know about the potential leader of the free world. Everyone wants to know, does your mother make good potato salad?
Why don't I get the impression Everybody we see talk, they hate each other.
Yeah.
They just pretended.
No, I think that's pretty much that's probably likely in all of politics.
Oh man!
And I mean that all of them hate Cory Booker.
Did you see his fake laugh face?
Yeah, he's like,
we're friends.
Like he was losing his anal virginity.
Yeah.
That happened a long time ago.
Yeah, happened a long time ago. Jeez, guys, read a newspaper.
Chief Paleface.
And then, by the way, that's the guy who's going to be the gun czar, Beto O'Rourke, who, good luck with that after you've just had the John Brown Socialist Gun Club. You have more liberals buying guns than ever before because they're afraid of their own looters and rioters, and for some reason, white supremacists. And then you have more first-time gun buyers than ever. And what happened? Did she get her hair cut by that vacuum suction hair cutter in Wayne's World? No. What happened with that right now? Does she give me the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past sideburn action going on here? It's like everyone here has deliberately had a crappy haircut just because they want everyone to know that they can't go to a barber because they take COVID seriously.
I think Booker's got the best haircut.
I do appreciate
Turtle
how
wax.
most of them aren't even pretending to act like they're interested in being here. Like, if you look at their faces, they're like, all right, is this over? Especially Klobuchar. She's like, really, guys?
like,
Kamala? Really?
Well,
Biden? Really, guys?
And you know what's worse than being on a Zoom call? Watching someone else's Zoom call. Why are we watching 20 Zoom calls in one night? This is horrible. This is
Stay
broadcasting.
tuned. After this, Bill Clinton will jerk off on Skype.
Is Beto O'Rourke just like in a local library? He's like, guys, I need this. Is this? I need this.
Click.
No, it was role playing for his OnlyFans account. He was like, let me stop by and endorse this. If I endorse this guy on the Zoom call, it's gonna make me gun czar. I don't know. Buttons up his shirt, rides off on a skateboard. Woo! Radical.
And my faith in this country.
Yang has got his graph calculator. He's like, look, I spelled boobs. Anyway, George Joe Biden, because he's what you got.
But he's so handsome.
Incorporating and their urgency into the campaign that they're running and the administration that they're going to lead.
And I have to think some people say they don't know if they're going to
this is a pre-taped Zoom call.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? This is a pre-taped Zoom call. Not only can Biden not be trusted, they can't trust people just endorsing Biden on a Zoom call. Did you see that cut?
Edit it.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Yeah. I mean, they're each one of them has got a little vomit can. And
yeah, of course. Look at that. Look at that. They didn't even try and hide it. It's like 3 in the afternoon. No, I'm in Brazil. It's the same time zone. You're just going down south.
Oh, dang it! I'm in Donna, Brazil.
I'm in the USSR. Well, okay, we buy it. All right, Bernie, you're off the hook.
Something that this country
score one for the Burn Man.
And all of us, whether you're progressives, whether you're moderates, or conservatives,
whether you're moderates. By the way, speaking of moderates, you would think. Go ahead.
Ain't nobody in the Democratic Party a moderate anymore.
Do you know that Biden's lead over Trump dropped by 2 points after he announced Kamala Harris?
I don't even think he was leading to begin with.
But the fact that even the fake polls haven't dropped. Hey, look, it's the guy who banned Slurpees.
Yeah, it's the guy who wanted to pat down a bunch of black people.
I've supported Democrats.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He did pat down a bunch of black people.
And he
wanted
wanted
to.
to.
I've actually been a Democrat.
It's the guy who
Republican,
shows
and
the 300 million not enough.
All about people. And the two people running for president couldn't be more different. One believes in facts.
Slit mouth.
One does not. One listens to experts. The other thinks he knows everything.
Are they talking
One
about Kamala
looks
versus
forward
Joe, or?
and sees strength in America's diversity. The other looks backwards and sees immigrants as
You
enemies
just ran a
and white supremacists
montage
as
of
allies.
fire hoses and German shepherds and MLK, and you said that Donald Trump looks backwards. No, Donald, I guess you could, in a manner of speaking, he looks backwards to January or February when black unemployment was at an all-time low in this country.
That's a good time to look back.
Technically, that's a little bit of a glance in your rear-view mirror. Careful, shitty mayors may be larger than they appear. It is unreal to me that they're talking about one's looking back. All Joe Biden has done is run on the platform of racial division and hatred. And by the way, he was the guy sowing those seeds back then.
So look at this. Look at this thing at the bottom here. Worth $55 billion per Forbes. These are the things you got to put on here, right? Tammy Duckworth. You got talking about her veteran history, her Purple Heart. You got this guy. Hey, I just want to make sure at the end of this, I want to remind everyone that this guy was running for the Democratic presidential ticket. and he's still hoarding $55 billion. But don't worry, he's going to give everyone else's billions away, especially you, middle class. We're going to give it all away.
Just trust him.
The same party that wants to get money out of politics. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me hear what he has to say.
This way. Before I ran for mayor, I spent 20 years running a business I started from scratch. So I want to ask small business owners and their employees
to shut down
question,
indefinitely.
And it's a question for everyone. Would you rehire or work for someone who ran your business into the ground? And who always does what's best for him or her?
He is quite literally describing the only thing we know about Joe Biden's policy is that you should have a never-ending shutdown. Like, would you vote again for the guy who shut your business down and ran it into the ground? Well, that's like, they are making the case for President Donald Trump. They are so tone deaf. They don't understand. You could not reach out to an audience that would hate you more than small business owners right now.
Yeah.
De Blasio from New York City, 14,000 empty apartments in New York City. There aren't 14,000 billionaires on the list, let alone Manhattan. They've left because you've screwed them. The only thing they left were some plywood boards up on their business and some wire that was too small for a mouse. I cannot believe it. This guy just called out the small business owner saying, would you rehire Donald Trump? Call out to anyone. Like, call out to the Honduran caravan. Call out to Cardi B's Instagram followers. Don't try and call small business owners to the floor.
Bad play.
Bloomberg.
Wait, so I guess what he's saying is if you want to hire a business owner, hire the guy who's a career politician who's made less money as a private job than I'm sure Barron Trump's lemonade stand when he was 9.
Who would force all businesses to shut down indefinitely, except for the businesses that he would force at gunpoint to double the testing somehow.
Guys, are they actively trying to lose? Like, that's what all I'm seeing is that they're actively trying to lose.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder that. I'm not a conspiratorial guy, but is Joe Biden pulling a Jake LaMotta at this point?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
Something Trump is incessantly
Let me
talked
hear what he
about
has to
doing.
say.
But in the last 3.5 years, he hasn't done anything. What a joke.
Ooh, that was some acting.
What a joke. It's like he couldn't get John Stossel's Give Me a Break because it was patented.
Yeah. He'd get sued.
What a joke. What a palooka.
Was that good? Was that good? I can do it again. What a joke.
What a joke, guys.
Give me from the side this time.
What a joke, right, fellow small business owners and Negroes?
Trying to tell the difference between me and a guppy?
What
a joke.
Negro?
I don't know. Can I?
I mean, they don't give you a pass at all, man. I would stay away from the word Negro.
Far away.
Well, I didn't say it. I was quoting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's character work. Character work.
I told you that my mom says Negroes, right? She said it for a long time when she moved here because she's French.
Yeah.
And she was trying to say the less offensive thing. And so it's even worse when she's foreign because, like, they assume she's some, like, Eastern Promises Russian mafia kind of thing.
Right.
Look, there's a bunch of Negroes over there.
No, she didn't say that.
You can't call them that.
No.
Well, they're Negroes.
No, she did say that. She's like, Denzel Washington, for me, like, he's people, like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter white or Negro. He's a very good-looking guy. You're like, oh, my God, Mom, stop that.
Please.
Stop being what you are.
Leaders who will bring integrity and stability, sanity, and competence back to
He's
the
got
White
enough
House.
flags on him. He said sanity.
Competence.
I feel like we're watching a hostage video with every single one of these. Like,
They've got their hands tied.
Look at
below
him.
the camera.
What was this shit?
oh, he's like trying to do that. Was it not Judge Reinhold, Judd Nelson from Breakfast Club. He's like,
Yeah.
He's expecting Wham to start playing.
Yeah.
Don't you forget about me.
That's Joe. No, literally, Joe, don't forget about me.
no,
Please. I'd like a cabinet position.
330. Anyone can do it. I want to introduce.
I don't know if Bloomberg can.
Earlier this year in New Hampshire.
I bet that was really funny.
By the way, don't you like the subtle messaging where they show all blue states?
Yeah.
It's a fantasy. It'll never happen.
They're working on you.
While we're
Hi,
dreaming.
my name is Braden Harrington, and I'm 13 years old.
Brainwashed.
He doesn't seem to be brainwashed. Oh, did you see? He just looked off camera to the guy with the gun.
Daddy, please don't beat me.
Don't you mess up, boy.
Yeah.
Joe's in there. I'll sniff you, kid.
It's just his black adoptive mother snapping a belt.
What the?
Stutter.
Oh.
It's really amazing
Oh, he's got a
to hear
stutter?
that
He's
someone
got a
like
stutter.
me became vice
What the hell's going on?
He's got a stutter. He's trying to get
it on his type.
This is so mean to do to a kid. It's mean. Listen, and people are going to say it's mean that we're saying it is so mean to parade a kid out because it's like they said, oh, we don't have enough pre-recorded Zoom calls. Bernie really screwed the pooch by broadcasting it from his summer beach home number 4 so we could see the afternoon. Can we go grab some more endorsements from the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Man, what the hell's going on?
I'm Braden and I'm being used.
Yeah.
No, guys.
There's a very strategic
Watch his
reason
blinks.
this is being used.
I think
hold on a second. Reg the Bandit can please inform me because I want to hurt myself.
So there's a pretty specific reason they're having a kid with a stutter on. They're saying the talking point for Biden with his gaffes and his chronic, misspeaking from the Democratic Party is that he has a stutter. That's what
it just develops.
There's a lot of pieces. I just sent you a Newsweek piece that is giving apologies, saying, it's because Biden has a stutter. CNN ran a puff piece saying Biden opens up about stuttering and offers advice to young people who stutter. And so that's a talking point that you never heard. In past elections, everyone just laughed and said, oh, yeah, Joe Biden, he's always making gaffes, whatever. But as it's gotten worse and worse, now it's like, no, he has a disability, so
Jack
you cannot
Rooster.
critique
You can't make fun of
that started this year. Yeah.
I've never heard of a stutter causing you to make up places that don't exist. And lie about meetings with people you've never seen in person.
There are amazing and incredible people who have stutters who make it through, but they don't have these kinds of gaffes. You can't go through like
John Stossel has a stutter, and he had his eustachian tube crushed like the kid in It's a Wonderful Life from that damn pharmacist by that wrestler guy, and he still made a go of it.
I mean, look, but that kid's not forgetting where he is. I mean, he knows exactly he's in a prison on a studio inside of another prison being told to say these things. I mean,
oh my gosh, that just I feel so. Is it not so transparent? All they're talking about is our strength is our diversity. Here's a lady with a bionic leg. Hey, look, here's someone with progeria. Kid, turn up your stutter.
Exploiting a kid with a stutter.
Yeah, and are we supposed to think that Donald Trump is like beating disabled kids? Like what? Oh no, Joe Biden's pro-disabled kid.
Yeah, and by the way, keep in mind that this is the party who said that Sarah, they should have aborted the baby with a disability, and also mocked the Santorums for their baby. Yeah, same party. The same party who actually support eugenics, right? They believe that abortion should be an option if not only do they believe that it should be an option if your baby has defects, but they believe in sex-selective abortion, like China. Sorry, half Asian Bill.
These is his granddaughters.
These are the granddaughters.
The Breyers that have half chocolate, half vanilla.
Oh my God!
Like I'm supposed to care?
We're talking about what ice cream he likes that he drools down his bib. I told you not to get the Häagen-Dazs. Give my money to those Mexicans. I only want Breyers. Is this the Kroger brand? Oh, I shit myself again. Oh, Dad.
Stephen, what's wrong with your impression is that he's feeding himself. In this.
That's right. It's just Jill going.
He's like,
Gotta
open it. He has good-looking grandkids, though. Good-looking family.
Yeah, lovely. He'd be like on stage.
Guys, don't worry. A vote for Biden is a vote for more white people. So that's the DNC motto.
A legacy of whites.
Keep it up, guys. We're in favor of minorities, except for president.
I wonder how Joe Biden would treat them at the Thanksgiving table if they started just reciting Cardi B lyrics.
All right. Who are you? Are you Cardi B?
Hey, Grandpa, pass the potatoes. My wet pussy!
That's not what we do here.
Rub it on her face like a credit card! You're disgusting. You're a disgusting granddaughter. I am so ashamed.
That's not what we do here, family. We only do that for votes. That's the only reason why we're talking to her.
By the way, how much do you want to bet that kid knew he was going to be on national television, so he worked really hard to clean up his stutter, showed up, went through the run-through, they're like, no. When we first met you, go back to that.
They definitely used the worst take, because they're using
it. Absolutely used the worst take.
Yeah, when he was like... doing all this crazy.
They kept having him retake it until he got tired. Like here, have a little whiskey, help loosen the nerves. Good, whiskey's good. How's that stutter doing?
Gosh, so manipulative.
Is your stutter? Is it still okay enough to make an endorsement, but bad enough that we can't tell? Action.
He should at least use an adult, man. Why kid?
Use an adult with a stutter.
Yeah.
Guys, I appreciate, though, that all the photos I've seen of Joe Biden tonight, the ones that they've selected, he has no mustard or ketchup stains, which is a big thing.
It's an
for him,
improvement.
okay, I mean,
that's because they actually just cover them in cellophane like Greek families with their furniture. And it's, hey, what happened to my briars?
Hey, what the African Americans talking about?
Let's see.
Hey, look at Steph.
Hey, they all look like me.
It's a good-looking family, though.
How are those 10-year-olds voting? Mail in.
Would vote for
He's got both.
Important. One, because the social injustice.
I'm gonna get that robe for good morning.
Drink.
What the hell are they talking
Someone
about?
get the HodgeTwins beers because they're teetotalers.
They need more beers.
Okay.
Me too.
Right now? Do you know where
Look, the kids are trying to escape, guys.
Is it just me, or do that husband and wife look like brother and sister?
Yeah.
Do you know what the president's job is?
I don't think he knows what the president is.
He's like,
what the president's job is?
I'm asking for a friend.
Please tell me.
Joe asked me to ask this.
That is
Joe.
If you could create the ideal person to lead this country,
Wow.
what characteristics
I know what they're gonna say.
Ask a kid that.
A very kind personality.
What would you like to see taken care of?
I would like to see them taking
How do you feel about the man sniffing your scalp?
and the people.
Let's ask a child. What are we doing?
It is 2020, and the election is coming up in November.
They wouldn't let Joe Biden alone in the room with those kids. I guarantee you. They would not let Joe Biden alone in the room with those kids. They know exactly how that would go. Like, hey, look at you come back from a cruise? No, it's just how my hair is. My daughter did one time on the cruise and
As his vice president.
Steph looks like he's under duress.
Yeah.
Why?
There's no
yes, beers for HodgeTwins.
Oh yeah.
a lot of women.
All right. Once we pour the beer, I think we're gonna do a truth according to Smooth Manny segment because
What's
apparently
all right, I gotta warn y'all. When I get alcohol, it's gonna turn into a hot mic.
just careful.
Just be ready to turn it off.
You guys can say some words that Quarter Black can kind of get away with. Yeah, we need to pour it in their mugs there because we don't want to be sued by the Bach.
Mug? It's got juice in it, man. Y'all need some new mugs, man.
Yeah, you didn't even check their mug for juice.
Oh no.
No, don't put that in there. Don't put that in there.
That's gonna be a real.
This is going horribly
wrong.
wrong.
Some Jameson in there.
She's really pretty though, Steph Curry's wife. And Steph Curry's a really good-looking guy, and you know what? They seem pretty sharp. It's just a shame to see them effectively being whored out on this to the highest bidder right now. Because you know what? Guess what? The reason this is something that I actually think would connect with most Americans is because it goes against everything the Democratic Party stands for: family, husband and wife, raising children, traditional gender roles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boy.
Here's the big question.
Yeah, what is
How
it?
much of your time and energy are you willing to devote to elect Joe Biden?
None.
Because it's going to take a lot of
For
energy.
me, it's this evening.
Well, you put a gun to my head, I still ain't voting for him.
Mail-in voting. And this
Right now. Yeah. Right now. Is this where they do it? All right.
This year, we're going to elect a president who's honest, experienced, and intelligent. A president who actually
1 out of 3 ain't
believes
bad.
in the rule of law, who will restore
Experience,
dignity
that's for sure.
and normalcy.
Wow,
the
did
White
she just
House
call Trump
and the
stupid?
soul of this nation. And
Oh no. What are we gonna do?
one of my favorite things Joe Biden says
It's to
is
read
that
prompter.
you can
It's
succeed
to read
in life
prompter.
She's
without
also blinking
sacrificing your
SOS.
ideals or your commitment to family. So, who better to introduce our nominee, Joe Biden, than his children?
Someone qualified?
Hunter.
Bring him
Yeah.
out.
Ashley
Maybe like a
Biden.
TV host.
Joe Biden is our dad.
How long is he going to be talking for? I thought that was going to go on for
we
way
wanna
longer.
Tell you what kind of president our dad.
Oh,
will
we've already
be.
been on for 2
He will
hours?
be
There's
tough
Hunter, yeah.
and honest. Caring.
Forgetful.
They had him say honest.
He looked like he was wincing when he said it. And
Tell you
honest.
the truth, even when you don't want to hear it. He'll never let you down.
His left eye is not even moving.
That's because he threw up in his mouth a little bit.
Ever lean on.
He'll beam with pride every time you succeed.
He'll make your grandkids feel that what they've got to say matters.
He'll treat
Then he'll sniff
everyone
'em.
with respect, no matter who you are.
He'll get up no matter how many times he's been knocked down.
He'll be the
Because
worst
he uses
enemy
Life Alert.
any bully ever saw.
He'll be the best friend you've ever had.
He'll love you with all of his heart.
He'll be the first man in the White House to put it in a reverse mortgage.
He's going to call it.
How do we know?
Because he's
Selleck
been
is
that
so
way our
convincing.
whole lives.
This tastes good.
Will he raise America
And we
like he
think
raised
he'll
Hunter?
be a great
I assume so.
Somebody take this kid off my back. I'm out of breath.
Put it right around
Still
front.
hear his strong voice.
Just like it was yesterday.
So that's his daughter, huh?
Just like it was yesterday.
Careful.
In
She
2008
is
and 2012.
smoking.
She is, yeah. She's a good-looking lady.
And if he was here, we're pretty sure we'd know what he'd say.
Burger!
So before you wanted to give
In moments both public and private, he's the father.
Now they cut to something that was in front of a live audience at some point,
Right.
because they want it to seem like people care.
My father, my hero, Joe Biden.
He couldn't sell out the back room at Michael's. What?
The craft store.
It's over. Cut to black.
Oh my gosh!
Gotta put the black people in there.
Gotta
That's
put
a
him in
different
first.
cut to black.
Cut to black.
What if in this montage there was just a slow mo of Cardi B just and they cut right before the cut. Which, by the way, if you think I'm being vulgar, people who don't know Cardi, that's the person he chose to give the scoop to.
Yeah, it's the #1 song in the world.
The exclusive.
That's the #1 song in the world?
Top 100, number one.
Why else do you think Ben Shapiro was reading it?
Well, kids drive the music industry, so.
Yeah, and they're all dumb.
Yeah. Apparently kids too. Apparently it's very different from my childhood. At that point we were still in the creepy crawlers and Stretch Armstrong.
And those arms, like, they stick to
Yeah.
the wall.
Yeah.
You throw them.
I thought it was naughty because I listened to that song "Naked" on the Spice Girls B-side of the cassette tape.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, the Spice Girls are singing about being naked. Now, yeah, my wet's not.
And then on the album cover, you could see their midriff.
You can see you can see their midriff. Then there was Salt and Pepper. That was too much. Where they push it good, push it real good. Now it's just it's just I cut my asshole when I came out of my boy. No, I'm not.
That's not even an exaggeration.
I'm not making it up. There's an Instagram video. I can't even show it. An Instagram video.
You're obsessed with this song.
Don't make us bring up the lyrics.
Song. She has 200 million followers. That's why he reached out to her. And then she's like, yeah, when you again, for people there, if your kids are in the room, sorry, this is what's actually, but you know what? They've already heard the song. She's like, yo, when you clean your asshole, you gotta go in. But I just came out of the boiler room. Look at my Pan's Labyrinth nails. I cut my asshole. Y'all gotta be careful not to cut your ass. She's talking about that. In a video.
I know. She has problems wiping her ass.
Them damn nails she got.
Gotta treat your asshole right like you in church.
Family.
I mean, it's instructional.
And family.
Thought Democrats
As
hated
the
family.
post-war boom faded,
Yeah.
Generally.
You see,
Unless you're
they're
gay.
lying.
Majority of that
That's the thing,
donation
though.
come from what? Black Lives Matter? Yeah, they only hate it when it's
cleaning boilers and welding.
black families.
That's true. Yeah, they lose a voting base. Right?
The second floor. Dad went up to Joey in our bedroom and saying, Joey, you got to be a
Why
big
do I
boy."
care?
For the first time,
For the first
Joe
time.
saw the heavy burden on a father, and it was a lesson he would never forget. The job is a lot more than a paycheck. It's about dignity.
Dignity.
The country
Even
was
Barack doesn't want to listen to Joe Biden talk.
You're fucking up, Joe.
Joe Biden was handled the task of going to get those through Republican votes.
Joe returned to the place
exactly
where
what it
he
looks
had
like.
been so
It's like, don't talk to me like that, black man.
Sympathetic listening, willingness to make adjustments and accommodations to bring people on board.
When the law finally passed,
His conscience
the
is
president
flexible.
had
When is he
his
supposed to
partner
actually speak? Because
to
we have
run
this
the
whole
program.
segment with Manny.
Joe tracked every dollar.
I think they're just going to be like, oh, we ran out of time.
Yeah, ran out of time.
Dang.
One-on-one. He gave all of them his.
Gosh,
Hello,
I'm
my name's Joe
conflicted.
Biden.
We've only done one 1-minute commercial break. We have all these commercial breaks. We have all these
Let's
sketches.
get him in.
these
Let's
bits.
get him in.
Yeah, he's supposed to be
Well,
speaking now. Biden is supposed to be.
Maybe
right now.
Maybe we can. Let's wait for Biden, then see what happens, and then you know what? If he's so bad, then you guys can vote, send, and we'll have Too Cute Maddie bring up the overlays, the votes in the chat who are watching at the Blaze. If you want a truth according to Smooth Manny segment, or to hear Biden finish his speech and our commentary.
Yeah. It allows that child to become an object of ridicule.
When his teacher mimicked him and Joe ran home from school, His mother drove
Man, they're really
him back.
dragging this out.
Are they going to try and create a whole backstory with a stutter now? Is this what they're going to try and do?
Yeah, that's what they do,
Back when he was a kid and he had a stutter, which is really inappropriate to mock him about. You saw that kid in the pink shirt with the whale logo, right? He stuttered too. If you mock one stutterer in Joe Biden, you're mocking that kid who stutters.
Some letters are harder than others.
Yeah, they just try to explain his weird behavior.
Go stand in front of the mirror.
Make an excuse for it.
And practice. She make me look her in the eye. Look at me. Remember, Joey, you're the smartest boy in that class.
She lied to you, Joe. Sorry, Joey.
What is this? Deal with stuttering.
Yep.
There it is. There it is. They're doing it.
Is this a new thing? Have they ever? Have they ever talked about?
Yeah,
Joe
we gotta
Biden?
look that up. We gotta look that up.
We gotta look that up. I've never heard about this before. And by the way, I still have yet to hear him stutter at all.
Right.
I hear him say functionally retarded things.
Why did you want a pool full of black kids?
Because Joe Biden didn't want them to swim. He voted against that shit. Don't you remember?
I like kids sitting on my lap.
Yeah, if you look closely.
He's like, there's blacks in the pool.
If you look closely, it's Biden with a thing of Clorox.
Jesus Christ.
I quit the law firm and asked for a job to become a public defender.
Is this a biopic?
How many black men did he get locked up?
Well,
He's a public defender?
Well, yeah, just by being shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I was like, I wanted to leave my law firm where there's accountability, incentives, and a private enterprise, and I wanted to suckle at the government teat where it doesn't really matter if I have an entirely losing record.
Whoa, there it is. The first
He
time.
thinking nobody wouldn't hire him. Said, screw it, I'd just be a public defender.
Let's see if in any of these archive footage videos, if there's him stuttering. I've never seen him stutter.
Reg has an answer.
I
Go ahead.
Yeah, I ran the Google Trends on this, so you can see that it literally was just a couple of months ago that it became a thing.
The stuttering? This guy was the vice president to United. He ran for president, 4 times? Talking about a guy whose campaign was riddled with scandal back in the 80s, then was forced to shut down. And it never came up that he had a stutter until he walked out like he drank a bucket of salt water and did an interview with Cardi B and couldn't find his way.
Right.
Like, really? This is what they're doing at the stutter? This is all it is.
Yeah.
It's you know what? This is what happens. When you don't really you have an old white guy who really, when your whole campaign, right, your whole strategy, the DNC has been victimhood, has been victim status, right? You need to have a victim card. All right, okay, we got a black, like when Kamala Harris, she first won her seat, they were like, you know what, first Indian. Now like, okay, first black VP. They go, all right, Pete Buttigieg, gay guy. All right, Cory Booker, gay guy. And then they go with Joe Biden. They're like, what do we got? I don't know. And he was like, a stutter. They need something so that they can shield them from criticism. Right. No, we don't dislike you because of your stutter. We dislike you because you were part of an administration that saw the middle class shrink, barely outpace inflation, that you supported segregation, you say a bunch of racist, stupid crap, and we know that the rest of the world would be laughing at us. And I know you say that about Donald Trump, but the truth is Donald Trump is at least the kind of crazy that keeps people on their toes, like the kind of guy you don't really want as a cellmate because you don't know if you're going to wake up the next morning, right? Yeah. That's what Donald Trump, at least he keeps people honest. Joe Biden would expose us to vulnerabilities that we haven't even imagined yet. He can't take a debate with Donald Trump. We're supposed to believe that he's going to stare down Putin? Look at those dentures back then. Did they zoom white in the photograph?
Laughter.
Sorry.
Yeah, because
back to the biopic.
What we can't have is a president who's capable and doesn't have any disabilities and is the
That's
consequence of his
unreasonable.
own actions. Yeah.
How dare you say that?
Than his children.
How long was FDR in a wheelchair?
How ever present.
I don't know.
Was
Years.
Yeah, can someone bring that up? How long he was in a wheelchair? Just go. I don't want to misspeak and then talk about like a campaign or something.
Yeah.
You know. But do you think he was rolling out like, all right, make sure you tell him about my wheelchair first. That should be first. That should be first. People should announce me.
They
the
rebuilt the desk. They rebuilt the desk to cover it up.
Yeah,
because he wanted to, put.
Yeah, because he wanted to project strength. And Joe Biden is making up a condition that I'm not even sure is really a condition. Like a stutter is a medical condition that usually involves more than just a stutter. It's not like you just stutter. Usually there's some kind of a central nervous issue going on. There's some kind of a tic. Sometimes there's some kind of a comorbidity or some kind of a psychological, psychiatric condition. It's not usually just a stutter. So in other words, Joe Biden, what has come along with the stutter? Is it shingles, right? Did you not get your TB vaccine or something?
So I'm counting a 97-to-1 ratio on Bo to Hunter now. Also, it's still about 30-to-1 even showing pictures of Joe Biden compared to Bo Biden. I think Bo's the candidate.
From his time in the Senate,
They show him in a mask.
Joe always found a way
Whatever helps
forward,
cover up his stutter.
forging unlikely friendships and alliances.
Very real stutter.
Forged unlikely friendships with
Name
hookers.
one.
Progress possible, and always holding in his heart the struggles of
All
his
right.
family and every family, always fighting to make his country whole.
It's a very
No,
rare
he didn't.
quality to
You're talking.
bring
Hold on, let me find some. I think I have some info here on the Joe Biden.
Joe Biden never forgets that.
I don't even know. I write down these
Hey,
thoughts
how
and then
come
I
they
go. I'm
haven't
like,
showed
ah.
that quote of him calling someone a dog-faced pony soldier?
Yeah.
We do have that. What
Or,
he says?
yeah, or the clip of the guy he tells who to stand up who's actually in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
We have that?
Reg sent
Or
it-
asking
Reg
somebody
sent
to
the
do
clip.
push-ups.
Yeah, but nobody's showing that clip for the on
Or
CNN.
how about this quote?
It's
It
not
doesn't
real.
matter whether they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter. Talking about black people. It doesn't matter whether or
Yeah,
not
by
they're a
the way.
victim of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother in the head with a lead pipe. Pipe.
Pipe.
Oh, he's gonna
Okay,
talk.
let's talk. By the way, I don't think
Here
Joe
it is,
Biden is
here it is.
racist. I don't think Donald
There
Trump
you
is a racist. I just want to hold him the same standard,
Ella
and he's an
Baker,
idiot. Let's see if he fake stutters.
the
Let's see if he fake
giant
stutters.
of the
Drink every time he
civil
fake stutters.
rights movement, left us with this wisdom. Give
Wait for the
people
gas.
light, and they will find the way. Give people light. Those are words for our time.
You got a light?
The current president has cloaked American
Don't hide it
darkness for
under a
much too
bushel,
long.
you person of color.
Too much anger, too much fear, too much division.
No shit,
Here
Joe.
and now, I give you my word. If you entrust me with the presidency, I will draw on the best of us, not the worst. I'll be an ally of the light, not the darkness.
Did you say the white?
It's time for us.
I'll be an ally of the whites, not the darkies.
I don't get it, Joe.
Make no mistake. United, we can and will overcome this season of darkness in America.
Overcome what season of
Well,
darkness? You're talking about the
man.
greatest the country had ever been
Facts over
until
fiction.
you guys shut
Fairness
businesses
over
down and
privilege.
started riots, which
I'm
you
a
still have
proud
yet to
Democrat.
condemn,
And I'll
Junior.
be proud
He's
to
talking
carry
about
the
Black
banner
Lives
of
Matter,
our
that's what he's
party
talking
to the general election.
The darkness.
So it's a great honor and humility. I accept this nomination for President of the United States of America.
Of course you accept it. It's all you've ever
But while I'll
wanted.
be a Democratic
Fuck off.
candidate, I will be an American president.
Yes,
you ain't.
By
You don't
definition.
want
Yeah,
For
you
those
have to
who
be.
Didn't support me. As hard for them as I did for those who did vote for me. That's the job of a president.
No
To
stutter.
represent all of us.
How does it happen that
Not
a
just
stutter
our
completely
base or our
goes away
party.
if it's on prompter and you don't
This
say
is
retarded
not a
stuff?
partisan moment.
Hey, that's
This
not how a
must be an
stutter works,
American
by the way.
moment.
Somebody sabotages the
It's a
prompter.
moment that calls for hope.
He's stuttering all over
light,
that little
love,
girl.
Hope for our future. Oops. Light to see
Wonder how
our
many
way
times he
forward.
taped
Love
this.
for one another.
Yeah.
Damn it, Joe! It's the 100th time, Joe.
No, it's a hologram. It's like Tupac.
Red states. Or
Yeah,
blue
it doesn't have
states.
to be live. Nothing
so
else has
much
been
bigger
live, but
than
they've left the
that.
live
Yeah.
part.
Damn
We're
it,
so
Joe, you
much
can't
better than
say darkies. But they were in the
Nearly
pool.
a century ago,
It was on my teleprompter.
pledged a new deal in a time of massive unemployment, uncertainty, and fear. Stricken by a disease, stricken by a virus, FDR insisted that he would recover and prevail, and he believed America could as well. And he
How did he get that
and
wrong
we
if that was
can
written in
as
front of him?
well.
Like he corrected disease to virus. Like,
Does that count as a gaffe?
now, is he really smart
about
where he
winning the heart
just has a
against the
speechwriter who's an
soul.
idiot who miswrote and he
Winning
felt
it
like
for the
thinking on his feet?
correct
Do we
it?
want to believe that?
Not to say
Or do we
that.
want to believe that he's
Winning
just
it
an
for
idiot who
workers to keep this
misspoke?
country going, not just the privileged few at the top.
Like yourself?
Winning it for those communities who have known the injustice of a knee on the neck.
Oh, come
For
on,
all the
man.
young people who have known only America.
That's like one guy, by the way.
Yeah.
All the communities who have known the injustice of, like, that's, if you're really, you need to broaden your horizons of
the
voting
experience
demographics.
Of America's promise.
The neon neck vote is not that coveted.
It's not the next guy.
You know, no generation ever knows what history will ask of it. All we can ever know is whether we're ready when that moment arrives.
You're not ready, Joe.
And now history has delivered us to one of the most difficult moments America's ever faced.
Not that bad.
Four
But you were
historic
saying that
all at the same
in March.
Yeah.
I was sorry, you were saying last
They were
March.
saying that shit when Trump got elected.
But they were saying it when we had the best economy, and we'll have that again.
Yeah.
They're saying it's like now it's kind of true because you guys made it so by shutting down basically the entire economy. And if you would have your way, do it until Bill Gates shows up with his microchip vaccine. Yeah. I'm joking, but Windows 98. Don't trust him with a TV shot. The point is, this is they always. Bill Maher, remember he said, "Oh, I hope we have an economy crash because you know what? It's at a certain point it's more important because the economy was so." Good, and it is so good. The fundamentals are still so sound. They need to try and drill it into people's head, into people's heads that there's uncertainty outside of the uncertainty that they've created with their lockdown. Yeah. People are more confident in the economy than ever.
I don't trust Bill Gates trying to kill a virus in human. He can't even fucking kill him in computers yet.
You have to get the guy. You have to get McAfee who dumps through a hammock hole.
McAfee is the virus.
This will determine what America is going to look like for a long, long time. Character is on the ballot. Compassion is on the ballot. Decency, science, democracy, they're all on the ballot.
Yeah, it's on the red
democracy
side.
Democracy is the ballot.
Who we are as a nation.
Democracy is the ballot.
It kind of is.
Who we want to be.
It's like a definition of it.
On the ballot.
Would you like to have democracy?
And the choice could
vote
not
yes
be.
or no.
It's in, with, and under the ballot.
No rhetoric is needed. Just judge this
good.
president on
Then
the facts.
shut the
5 million Americans infected by COVID-19.
Drake!
More than 170,000 Americans have died. By far the worst performance of any nation on earth.
Lies!
More than 15 million people
Lies! Per capita deaths are actually fantastic compared to many countries. And they're significantly better in blue states, in red states, than blue states. If you look at the worst states as far as COVID deaths, these are states that had severe lockdown measures, and they had, and by the way, almost synonymous with horrible nursing home policies because, surprise, surprise, blue states, huge bloated bureaucratic government is inept, right? So blue states have done significantly worse as far as deaths per thousand, deaths per million, deaths per capita, but they've also done unbelievably worse as it relates to the unemployment rates and economies. If you look at certain areas of New York right now, 40% unemployment. You can't find that in any red state. Wow. I'm sure that you can find them somewhere in some hills with some people who, the hills have eyes or something. But the point is, we're talking about a major state in a major city, okay? Yeah. So we're doing worse. No, and by the way, this is something too that CNN lied about. I think Chris Cuomo, I don't even know if we have a clip where he said, wow, why is it that we're actually, our economy is shrinking by 32% and Germany is only 11%. No, dummy. Germany's economy has actually shrunken more than the United States. It's that we use an annualized rate. So our rate was something like 10-point-something%, while Germany, that had more lockdowns and I believe less deaths per capita, I'm not entirely sure, had an 11% shrinking of the economy. So how does CNN not know?
But that's not what the prompter said. Yeah. Come on, yeah.
How does CNN not know that you can't compare an annualized rate and a quarter?
Gosh.
Because Joe's making it up right now.
I'm surprised he's going this long.
The president takes no responsibility.
He's showing a lot of endurance, ain't he?
Yeah. Blames others.
They stuffed smelling salts up his nose.
Of hate and division.
This is practically a marathon for the guy.
Yeah. With Hillary Clinton, they had to stab her with a diazepam pen like the guy from 310 to Yuma. With him, they have to do it with just amphetamines like he's fighting in Pride.
I see a different America.
You don't see shit, Joe.
Strong.
Said too many eye lifts.
Selfless and humble. It's an America we can rebuild together. As president, the first step I will take.
Hold on a second. You didn't build that.
Virus that has ruined so many lives.
He's going to kill the virus.
He's going to kill it.
He's going to take care of the virus.
I'm going to kill it. I saw the deep blue sea.
But if you die, the virus dies with you.
Huh? You ate my bird.
Until we deal with this virus.
Drink.
The tragedy of where we are today.
How do you deal with it? Have you noticed this? Nothing. Nothing concrete until we deal with this virus. How will you deal with it? Can we go to his website? Can someone bring up some Joe Biden policy? Anything. How's he going to deal with the virus? All I've heard is that he said he would force private companies to double testing.
The virus is going to disappear. He keeps waiting for a miracle.
By the way, isn't it interesting that they're going to force private companies to double testing, but they're not going to force private delivery services to speed up ballot voting because they want the most incompetent shitheads they can possibly have handling our mail-in votes? Like, you know what? Hey, we really want mail-in votes. Let's enlist the Amazon Prime vans. Let's go to FedEx. Like, no, the only one who can handle a job this important is the 13 years losing money running USPS.
So Biden's policy on his website is that he wants to strengthen the federal government and specifically the executive.
I like strong things.
To have a decisive public health response as well as a decisive economic response. And yet, in every moment, in every turn in the last 6 months, has said Trump can't and shouldn't do anything or direct anything.
Yeah, keep in mind he said that Donald Trump was xenophobic because of the travel ban, and he said it was mass hysteria. But it says decisive response. What's a decisive response? That's like when people talk about their journey on tantric yoga, right? They're like, oh, and it is all about being present, and your body is entirely releasing energy, and it's about being one with. What are you talking about? You're saying nothing. You look into each other's eyes and pant. What is he saying? Does he say what the decisive policy is, or just I'm going to have a decisive policy?
He's talking a whole bunch of nothing.
To protect one another. In short, we'll do what we should have done from the very beginning.
And what is that?
Our current president has failed.
Nothing.
What? In his most basic duty to the nation. He's failed to protect us. He's failed to protect America.
What? Do you mean no major wars, asshole? Versus more drone strikes on civilians than anyone?
What the fuck is he talking about?
He hasn't protected us? Up until your voting base rioted, we also had record low crime.
We can rebuild it together.
There's definitely a bunch of progressives burning up shit.
I understand how hard it is to have any hope right now.
What?
This summer night.
This is the problem with the left. They only have hope in people, right? Some deity. Joe Biden's going to... And it's just really tough to do when you had that hope in a charismatic person like Barack Obama, who was new, who people thought had good ideas, even though they had the wool pulled over their eyes. But when you have to hope for some transcendent political figure to save you, and instead you get Joe Biden. So that's why it's hard right now, because they don't believe in self-reliance, right? The left, I mean, you guys know about this. You were talking about how when you used to be liberals, they believe that the deck is stacked against them, and it needs to be someone changing the system, and the person changing the system who's going to fix all the problems is the guy who is suckled at the dollars of the system for 40 years.
Yeah, all liberals think the government should give you the American dream.
Hold on, guys. They zoomed in. They zoomed in.
Serious.
Ooh.
Serious.
As God's children,
does that mean he made a
each of us
dookie in his
have a purpose
pants?
in our lives.
The bottom half.
Great purpose as a
He's
nation.
just swinging his hips
I don't
like
think he
Elvis.
stuttered. I think he just
to open
made.
the doors of opportunity to all Americans, to save our
They zoomed in with Elvis so they didn't
be
see
a
his
light
hips.
to
But
the
yeah,
world once again.
made
And finally to live up to and make real.
Right off
the
camera,
words
Joe
written in
Biden's
the
going,
sacred
"Do you have to
documents that
make?"
founded this nation.
Man, fuck you, Joe. Stop whispering at me, man.
That's what angers you most about tonight?
This motherfucker's getting all fucking whispering and shit.
So we know he's serious, though.
No whispering.
You know, my dad was an honorable, decent man.
Not you, though.
He got knocked
His
down
dad
a few
wasn't
times
honorable?
Pretty hard.
Yeah,
But he always got back up.
Oh,
He worked
I'd like to
hard,
meet that guy.
And he built a
Sounds like a better guy
than
than
this life for our family. He used to say, Joey, I don't expect the government to solve my problems, but I sure in hell expect them to understand them.
What the fuck does that mean?
And then he said,
It sounds like
you vote for fucking Democrat, you're brain dead.
Yeah, man.
Boy, it was true with the beer. They really are hot and mighty. Now, boys, that's okay. You can use potty mouth. Just stay away from these slurs.
I fell for this shit for years. I was voting for Al fucking Gore. I was so lost, man.
You're here now.
It's a personal
You're here
attack,
now.
yeah.
dignity, respect, and community. Together we can and will rebuild our economy. And when we do, we'll not only build back, we'll build back better. With
Like you
modern
did
roads,
under 8
bridges,
years of
highways,
Obama,
broadband,
1,000-year
ports and
pay
airports.
increase.
As a new
Under Obama, 8
foundation for
years,
economic growth.
5,000 in
With
like
pipes
2.5.
to transport clean
His whole
water
career. 3
career?
years.
to every community. With 5 million new manufacturing and technology jobs.
I'll go on the record and say this. If you out there, anyone watching, if you believe that we had a better economy, if you would prefer the economy that existed under Barack Obama at any point than Donald Trump at any point, you're a succubus who is providing nothing of value to society. I mean that. Anyone who is working for a living, anyone who is paying taxes, anyone who is actually paying into the system cannot objectively say that this economy was better under Barack Obama or even in the same league. You can say that he liked peeing on Russian prostitutes on the Formica table, even though there's no evidence. You can say you wish that they got him on the Russia collusion, even though there's no evidence. You can say that he's mean. You can say that he tweets too much. You can say that he eats McDonald's and he drinks Diet Coke and maybe you can say all those things, but you cannot objectively say if you are anything other than a non-contributing shitbag that the economy is not better under Donald Trump for you and your family.
You know what they're going to call you?
I don't believe you.
You know what they're going to call you as soon as you finish saying that? You such a racist.
I know. I know.
He's no Biden.
He's still going, man. This is amazing.
It's not only a crisis, it's an enormous opportunity. An opportunity for America to lead the world in clean energy.
By the way, that was a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Don't let any crisis go to waste. This isn't only a crisis that we created; it's an enormous opportunity we hoped.
Yeah, you know who told him that? His friends in the Chinese government.
Yeah.
After we burn down all the buildings and businesses, we'll build it back up.
I thought he was talking about climate change. I think he actually was. I think it's like nobody cares.
Why do they keep talking about this clean energy bullshit? Like everything's going to be solar and windmills.
Why couldn't it?
I'm not looking to punish anyone.
It's going to be some crappy energy.
Far from it.
Fuck, the damn windmill stopped working. No, the wind stopped blowing.
We're sleeping outside.
Another bird, man. Took it down.
And for our seniors,
someone get Don Quixote.
Social Security is
I'll settle for a panza.
Obligation, a sacred promise made. They paid for. The current president is threatening to break that promise. He's proposing to eliminate a tax that pays for almost half the Social Security without any way of making up for that lost revenue.
Yeah, it's called people having more money and spending it, dumbass. If you actually look at the tax revenues, it's remarkably similar. Which again, I'm not going to say that tax revenues are higher under Donald Trump. I'm sure Reg can probably find this. I think they were slightly less, but when you consider how much less people are paying in income taxes, you understand why the Laffer curve exists. You understand that you can only tax people so much. Did you guys hear when it was Cuomo in New York? Cuomo in New York was saying, I'm getting on the phone with no, we can't have a wealth tax. I'm getting on the phone with billionaires offering to make them dinner because, don't you understand? These billionaires are the most mobile people in the world and they're already taxed at the highest rates. We can't screw New York City even more, and I thought it was a Babylon Bee article. Turns out Cuomo said that shit.
It's reality.
He's going to cut the taxes. No. The revenue is about pretty much the same because people have more money and they spend it. They put it into the economy. These are people who do not understand economics whatsoever, and more importantly, they don't want you to understand economics. And let's say that tax revenue, let's say it was $2 trillion less. Let's say it was $2 trillion less under Donald Trump than Barack. I'm just throwing out it still wouldn't make a dent. And it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
I think Reg has those numbers. I think it was slightly less when you account for inflation, the revenues under Donald Trump than Barack Obama. When you take into account, though, that people are paying way less, and there's usually a rubber band effect, by the way, when that happens, when you cut taxes and people pay less, businesses hire more. I can tell you this, we hired 2 more people here at Louder with Crowder because of the small business tax relief. Because of the change in taxes, we invested, we could bet more on ourselves and hire more people.
Yeah, so in 2018, the federal revenues actually went up a little bit.
Oh, really?
So, they went up some, and then I think they dropped a little bit in the following year. So, yeah, not a huge difference.
So they went up and they went down a little bit, only people have a lot more in their account because they're paying less in taxes and have an average salary increase of $5,000. Well, that seems like a bargain. Let's see what Dr. Shit-His-Pants has to say.
She's an educator, a mom, a military mom. And an unstoppable force.
Who's he talking about?
If she puts her mind to it,
himself.
Just get out of the way. She's going to get it
I
done.
have transitioned.
She was a great second lady. And I know she'll make a great first lady for this nation. She loves this country so much. And I'll always have the strength that can only come from family.
Then why don't you talk about family, Joe? Why don't you talk at these riots and protests and the violent outbreaks and talk about how the single greatest indicator we have as to whether a child will end up having a family of his own, as to whether he'll graduate high school, go to college, commit crimes, have behavioral disorders, have an abortion, commit a violent crime, commit a felony, all of that. the single greatest indicator we have, the single most reliable predictor is not how much money is being spent in their public school, is not how many people do we have in the village to raise a child. It's not the federal budget. It's do they have a mommy and daddy, and are they still in the house together? Why don't you go out and talk about that? If you're saying you can only draw on strength that comes from a family, how about you change the welfare laws that encourage baby mamas? How about that? If they believe that taxes are so effective at curbing or manipulating behavior, and they believe that, right? Because they want to tax gas and energy. Hopefully, when you see that gas is so expensive, you'll start using less in your car. They want to tax big gulps. Why? Because they think that if you see how expensive they are because of the tax that you're paying on big gulps, you're no longer going to purchase big gulps. They want to put astronomical taxes on cigarettes. Why? Because they believe that'll curb your behavior if they decide to put taxes on cigarettes, so you'll do it less. Yet for some reason, they still incentivize single-parent households in our current social safety nets and welfare programs. They know that taxes can affect behavior. They use it unconstitutionally all the time.
And they disincentivize starting a business.
Yes.
Starting a business, starting a family, those
are bad things. They also disincentivize income.
Close your eyes. Remember what you saw on television.
No,
Remember
never with
seeing
Joe
those
around.
neo-Nazis
Never close your
white
eyes.
supremacists coming out of fields.
Close your eyes and take a sniff.
Veins bulging, spewing the same anti-Semitic bile heard across Europe in the 30s.
Wait, what?
What is he talking? What?
Remember
It's
the
about
blood
Nazis,
clash that
man.
ensued
Yeah.
between those spreading hate and those with the courage to stand against it.
Really? What'd you guys do for Israel? You and Bucky Obama, buddy. What'd you do? Huh? What went down with Iran? Why don't you tell us how you gave it to them?
They ain't doing shit about these damn Black Lives Matter beating up white people either.
Right.
Oh, they don't care.
Call to action.
They're gonna have Cardi B out there with a megaphone.
That's love. That's not hate.
My father taught us that silence was complicity.
If Joe's father's
I can
alive, he'll
never
bitch
remain
slap him.
silent.
You would hope.
Boy.
At the time,
But, we don't
said
know.
we're in the
Dementia could
battle
run in
for
the
the
family.
soul.
You may not recognize him.
and we are. You know,
Man, I thought he was done.
Campaign. It was someone who was.
I can't,
much
did
too
he just
young to
compare
vote.
Trump to Nazis?
That's what it sounded like.
6-year-old Gianna Floyd.
He's
the
gonna
day
cry
before
now.
her daddy, George Floyd, was laid to rest.
They
She's an
they
incredibly
exploit
brave
everything
little
that's
girl.
bad that's happening in this
I'll
country.
never forget it. When I leaned down to speak to her, she looked in my eyes and she said, and I quote, "Daddy changed the world. Daddy changed the world."
Wow.
And then I
Her
took a big
word
sniff.
burrowed deep into my heart.
That's crazy as hell.
Maybe George Floyd murder. was
You know
a
what
great
though? I will, and this is why people say, well, why does it matter? This is why it matters, because you know what? That girl, it's really sad that she's going to grow up without a dad because he made horrible decisions, and unfortunately there was bad training at the police department. As far as I'm concerned, when you watch the whole tape, that cop did zero wrong outside of using the techniques that were taught to that police department. You can find the flyer right now where they show people with knees on necks, which is horrible. That's horrible training. There was no malice. There was no racism. But you know what's really sad about that is that no one sees the irony that, thank God, that little girl, Floyd's girl, was not the girl who was at the house of the lady who George Floyd mugged and robbed at gunpoint while his buddies pistol whipped her. She had a 1-year-old in the house with her.
Yeah.
He changed the world. Let's be honest about what it is. If you want to bring up every single flaw that Donald Trump has, despite the fact that as a president he's done a damn good job, well, how about you talk about the fact that this guy who changed the world was a serial violent felon?
Yeah.
And by the way, wasn't spending much time with that girl. That girl could have used a dad instead of a mugger.
Yeah. That's just too much common sense there, Steve.
And it's one of those things, two wrongs don't make a right, but there's wrong and there's an accident. And if you go and watch you guys watched the full George Floyd tape, and you understand that was the technique. I don't know why it was taught to members of the police department. That cop didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Remember
He
the
followed policy.
And they called the ambulance twice.
And they gave him every opportunity to get in the car.
Yeah.
They not only gave him the opportunity, they said, we'll stay with you, we'll roll down the window and turn on the air. And this guy is out. He just talked about fomenting hate.
Yeah.
You're asking for a lynch mob to go to that cop's house who was compassionate, empathetic, and barely used any naughty words.
Yeah, I find it weird that he's claiming he's got claustrophobia, but he's He was a big man. He was in the front seat of the car. It wasn't very much space. Then all of a sudden, when he's getting arrested, I got claustrophobia.
No, he has incarsophobia.
That's what he was trying to say. That's what he was saying.
Similar. But you heard
My bad.
Joe Biden stuttered.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Incarsophobia.
Yeah, he's getting out of an old Metro Geo, and he has no qualms with it. And then all of a sudden they want to put him in the back of a Suburban. He's like, I can't. I'm claustrophobic.
I was talking to a cop at the airport about that whole incident. People like George Floyd, the drugs he had in his system. A lot of them, they find him in jail dead.
Oh, all the time.
Heart attacks, all the time.
Yeah, he had lethal amounts when you're talking about fentanyl and methamphetamine.
Yep. And he had just had COVID.
Yeah.
That dude had everything.
And listen, it's absolutely sad that somebody died who didn't need to die, and that a girl doesn't have a dad.
Yeah.
But we also don't need to layer tragedy on top of tragedy and now ruin their life. Didn't we learn anything from ruining Darren Wilson's life with Mike Brown?
Yeah.
That poor guy never gets his life back. He asked to serve the black community. That's why he was in Ferguson.
George Floyd's cause of death, it was a heart attack, right? He had heart disease too, right?
You know, they're claiming that was the white medical examination. They're hiring their own third party, and that it shows that it was clearly the cop's knee on his neck. So who knows? He says, she says, what?
Joe's getting angry now.
Oh, is he?
He's got his angry furrow brow.
Oh, thank God it's over.
Look at him. He's like,
they're playing gospel music.
He's like, can I walk away now? Look, his wife, come on.
Somebody has to hold him by the shoulder.
Oh, look, they pre-taped clapping on the Zoom call.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know they pre-taped.
They told him to clap, not clap.
They cut away as soon as they saw.
Did you see that? They're all looking to their left. There's no way they could see them.
They're all laughing. Laugh and clap now. Yeah.
It's over.
What are you waving at?
And by the way, they didn't have to do this.
Kamala.
They could have easily done this in front of a live audience.
She's laughing at herself like they're not really clapping, are they?
Look at us.
This is all pre-recorded.
Where are their masks?
Oh my! Okay, I will say this: we've done a lot of live streams in our day, and then it's you never know because it can be a hit or miss. As far as there is nothing to fact check. There was nothing.
There was nothing. There was nothing there. It was just clips and clips and clips. And
there was nothing. It was clips of my daddy. He likes Briars. And he is hooked on phonics.
Oh my God, look at that African American female. She's a sellout. She married a white man.
He is white, huh?
Yeah, she's such a sellout.
That's how we're supposed to view things now. Everything through the prism of race. It is.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
I was just saying we have some costume.
Oh, we have some
entries.
costumes. 80s
here.
costumes night. We'll close it out. Sorry, Smooth Manny. We'll have to do your Cube of Saturn another day.
I was looking forward to that.
We have to learn the truth later.
We'll do it. We have some other bits that we'll get to on. I'm sorry. I just got so mad with the bullshit.
That's all good.
I'm serious. Did he should win with a landslide, right, Trump?
I hope so.
I mean, this country cannot be this dumb. This was horrible.
It's not dumb. It's people. I will say this: human beings are selfish.
Yeah.
Are naturally selfish, and unfortunately, they also have short memory. So it doesn't mean that people are dumb, but when you've told them that the deck is stacked against them, that the system is broken, and then you've proactively broken the system, as they've done right now with the COVID and supporting the riots, over close to $1 billion in property damage, 900 officer casualties, 14,000 arrests, and you've tried to put Americans in a state of fear and then promise them a handout. I think, unfortunately, that is a recipe to gain some votes, not because they're idiots, but because people are inherently selfish. And really, it comes down to conservatives are everyone is inherently selfish, and then you combine selfishness with what is morally allowable, what is morally permissible in the idea of not intervening in someone else's life, along with logic. Because even if you're selfish, you understand that, put it this way, if the Democrats are the party of the poor, they need more Americans, at least a plurality of Americans, to stay poor. If Republicans are the party of the rich, they need at least half the country to be, or at least think, that they can be rich. Yeah. So one has to be hopeful, and one has to be, well, everything's stacked against you. I'm going to be your savior until the next Democrat comes on down. Listen to the difference between, they can say Donald Trump is mean. Sure. They can say that Donald Trump is immature, bombastic. Absolutely. But Donald Trump's message is absolutely one of hope and optimism. And hey, and he's not saying we can get back to, people say he wants to say we can get back to the 50s. No, he's saying we can get back to January, which was the greatest our country has ever seen, until everyone in the media and the left said it was mass hysteria when I tried to put in a travel ban, and now they're shutting down the economy. There's a huge, huge difference when you look at zero information, zero policy proposals from Joe Biden, and nothing but negativity, but nihilism, and the deck is stacked against you. But the good news is the guy who's been in government for 40 years and done nothing will fix it in 4.
He'll fix it this time.
He'll fix it this time.
Fix it this time.
All right, let's go to the costume winners.
Costumes.
Who do we got?
All right, we have we have Hall & Oates.
Nice.
Tice.
Me and the husband. Is that I can't see. That's a lady doing. Oh, good for her.
Hall & Oates.
Lady with the mustache. Yes.
That's not bad at all.
I respect that, Oates.
Miracle on Ice. Yep. Oh, that's a good one right
Kurt
there.
Russell.
I like that. She's also outside, which means.
And then we have the winner.
Hey,
I like this guy.
It's not Fat Albert. It's the Kool-Aid.
All right. Well, what's his name?
Ron Mazer.
Ron Mazer.
No, it's not Fat
We will
Albert.
be getting you a merch pack and a lock of post-rehab MJ's hair. That was good. Some good costumes you guys put together pretty quickly for a really crappy night of of people speaking on Skype.
Look, why they got the mask on now?
Yeah, they just that's so fun. It's like at the UFC. It's like the UFC when
because now that they've gone outside,
them.
they need the mask. No, but they didn't need it inside.
Right. Now they have to go outside in the open air.
Put it on, safe. Make safe. Get your blanket.
God, I hate Democrats, man. Jeez.
Dude,
They're standing alone on a stage, husband and wife wearing masks. Just think, this is a Democratic Party right now. It is all about. I mean, they're charlatans. They're absolute charlatans. Look at this.
100%.
They're putting masks on. There is no possible way they could be. That girl, they don't even have a mask
Where's
on.
this girl's mask? Someone arrest her. Someone find her.
At least she's half inside her car. Gosh. Joe Biden is just on an outdoor stage. Oh, this is the thing. They don't believe any of this shit. They really don't.
Yeah.
They really don't. Do you really think that these people are afraid for their life and that's why they're wearing a mask? Do you
Yeah.
think that's why he looks like Reptile from Mortal Kombat 2?
He does.
No, it's because right now he's like, oh, photo op. They're going to be taking the picture for tomorrow's papers, so I better make sure I put my mask on because it was a pre-tape before.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think he just gave that speech.
Yeah.
Look, his hair's different.
This is in Vegas, I think.
Where is this right now? Is this in Vegas? No, it says Wilmington, Delaware. It's in Wilmington. Where'd you get Vegas from?
Yeah.
You're drunk. Go home. All right. Does anyone else have any closing thoughts? And we're gonna get going. Again, the promo code. I think it's still up here for the next 24 hours from the start of the stream. $20 off if you enter in Crowder DNC stream at louderwithcrowder.com/mugclub.
Do it. And on top of that, we have to make sure to thank the people who are sticking by us during all of this, during the height of cancel culture.
Yeah.
Black Rifle Coffee. And
that's right.
How you can go ahead. The boys got it over there right between them.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're Republican,
grab the coffee.
Yeah.
if you're Republican and you conservative, you ain't drinking Black Rifle coffee, then you ain't conservative. This is, man, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to support a business,
Yeah.
these guys are ex-veterans. I know them personally. These are some good guys. And besides, this is some damn good coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta
Damn
go there.
good.
Let's be
That's
honest.
right.
They don't drink coffee. They're more Red Bull guys. But
Well, I like a good cup
It's
of jelly.
good.
do you?
Yeah, I drink coffee.
Do you drink coffee?
Yeah.
How do you drink it?
In
A
a
lot
cup.
of milk.
No, but see, this is good coffee.
No,
Look
we
at
got
that.
My
coffee.
wife loves it.
Look at that.
that is good.
BlackRifleCoffee.com/Crowder.
/Crowder. And I don't know, do they still need to enter in the promo code Crowder? Just go to
Promo code Crowder.
Boom, right
promo
there.
code Crowder. You get
Crowder.
20% off your first order.
20% off.
And I will say, I'm a huge coffee snob. And by the way, to Chael Sonnen, who just got into coffee, we're going to be sending you a bag pretty soon because he finally sent me some of those healthy cereal boxes.
Hey.
Listen, it's one of those things, it's a gimme. If you drink coffee, it's unfortunately one of the great hazards that you have to navigate in the grocery aisle that almost all coffee companies, and certainly they hate everything you stand for. If you look into what Starbucks and a lot of these companies,
Right.
Black Rifle
They
is better
hate you.
coffee. It's fresh roasted.
Yeah.
It's veteran owned, and they do a lot for veteran causes, and that's great. But it is better coffee, and at the let's say it wasn't owned by veterans. Let's say it was owned by non-assholes who didn't hate everything you stand for.
And it is.
Wouldn't that still be enough? You're going to be drinking that coffee every morning. Might as well be better coffee that's not owned by people who want to destroy the very fabric of Western civilization.
that's it.
Louder with Crowder. Oh, sorry, not louder with BlackRifleCoffee.com /Crowder.
Yeah.
We should also have a louderwithcrowder.com/BlackRifleCoffee.
Let's
So that way
do
you know.
it.
Yeah. Just
Flip
in
it.
case if you
Yeah, they even got a
make
store in
guess.
San Antonio.
They do?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
great coffee. I'm
You can
telling
go buy a couple nice
that's right.
Joe
They sent me.
and buy
Yeah.
a gun.
right next door. You buy a coffee, walk next door, there's your gun shop.
I need a gun.
Actually, Evan at Black Rifle sent me that wonderful, it was like a $5,000
Yeah,
espresso machine from the San Antonio shop. 'Cause they
Yeah,
got a new one.
yeah.
And then USPS played kickball with it. Yeah, where it was totally broken and it was going to cost me $2,400 to repair.
Hey, that's an institution, Steven. You can't talk about that, man.
It was poking out of the box.
They should be in charge of the election.
Actually, the metal frame was poking out of the box. You think someone there would have been like, oh,
They were checking it for defects.
Oh, yeah, but we want them to handle the election of the free world.
Did it say your name, Stephen Crowd, on it?
I don't think so. I don't have anything delivered to my name.
Stephen Crowd, I hate this asshole.
Let's play soccer.
We did that when it got here. We just kicked it. Yeah, that's why.
Well, it was ruined. So I do know about the store in San Antonio. They still owe me an espresso machine. No, they don't. Actually, it's a post office. I have so much that I could get into with the post office. Hey, well, you know what? That is nice to see that they are waving a flag instead of burning a car. So that's progress.
That is progress.
Who's the they, Stephen?
I'm saying that Democrats burn cars in police precincts. What? Was I not clear?
Look, here's the thing.
That's a nice fireworks show.
Everyone who's truly waving a flag out in that parking lot right now should be voting.
They're really
for a
good at making
conservative
them look like they're very diverse.
No, I think they're pretty much making them look black with two white people in the middle. That's what they're doing. It's like they're making them look like a Malamar.
That's a nice fireworks show.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you being with us. We had so many other things that we were going to get to, but it was just so much crap tonight.
He's got his mask off.
And we have the HodgeTwins. Yeah, he's got to look at that.
Put your mask on, Joe.
What changed?
He's going to die now.
That he pulled his mask off. What changed that you can pull your mask off there? You felt the urge to put it on. He just took, and now he's putting it back. What changed now?
She says, put your mask on, you damn nitwit.
That lost him the election.
Why did he pull it off? Did a 6-year-old walk by?
That's not a lot of people there at all.
I'm waiting for all the memes to come out because every single one I see is like, oh, you see these people going to a place and they're wearing it under the face or they got it hanging off and, hey, your candidate's doing it.
Yeah, awkward.
She's holding a rapist's hand.
There he goes. There he goes.
Yeah, he took it off to yell particles. All right, so you heard it here. We have the Hodge Twins, Conservative Twins. I think they might be here for some stuff next week and certainly some content that we have going with them. It's Conservative Twins on YouTube.
On YouTube
and Facebook is the Hodge Twins. Always love having it here. Half Asian lawyer Bill Richmond, quarter black Garrett, audio Wade, too cute Maddie. Thank you so much. The promo code is Crowder DNC Stream for $20 off at loudwithcrowder.com/MugClub. And please, that's the only thing that allows us to do this anyway. We'll be doing special streams for every event, town hall, debates, if they ever actually happen. And I think we learned a lot tonight is you really do have a choice to make. You have a choice to make between the greatest economy the United States has ever seen, no major wars, economic growth like we couldn't possibly imagine, a world that's actually fearfully respectful of us, or
pure fucking chaos.
Joe Biden and Cardi B. We'll see you on Monday.
Never